Negus, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Ace Mayfield, the Divine One. Tonight, we are back in Ace's Temple, and we are discussing a legend, a god, the homie Odin. We're discussing Odin. Alright, we're discussing and studying Odin. Alright. First off, before I get into it, I want to let y'all know this is the quintessential shaman, the quintessential occultist, alright, in the aspect. Alright, and before I get into the actual study, I want to introduce myself if y'all new here, as well as the aspect of how I found myself tapping in with Odin, because that adds into all this and how it all plays out and where this journey is going to go, because how this journey unfolds is going to be very, very interesting to see, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. But let's get into it. So, if you're new here, my name is Ace Mayfield, the Divine One. I consider myself a chaos shaman, alright, because I come back from the realms of chaos and magic. So I work with different spiritual systems, different magical systems, as well as I take it from a mystical standpoint, not just everything being magical, trying to manifest and show all the time. A lot of this shit is inner alchemy and self-transformation, quote unquote, self-development as well. But all of this is about apotheosis, self-deification, re-deifying the self, re-understanding, remembering who we are, remembering who you are as a god, as a deity, as the spirit that you are within your body. It says, see, you are a star. All right, you are God. You are the one. Simply, you are everything. So whenever we're studying these deities, whenever we study any spirit or discussing them, working with them, understand we're working with aspects of ourselves, as well as, you see me right now, I'm a reflection of you. So with everything is a aspect of you. It's a fractal of this hologram. All right, so this is all about the understanding parts of ourselves and working with ourselves on another level, kind of deeper level, you could say. But deep isn't the word. All right. So Odin, how we got to Odin. All right. So a little story time. I was at work, right, and this guy at work, and he had this tattoo, and the tattoo, if I find it, which I'm probably not gonna find it before I post this, but I'll probably put it in the comments or something. But it looked like the Berserk. If you've seen the anime Berserk or read the manga, it looked like the symbol from that. And I know that symbol to be like runes type shit, right? So I'm aware of the runes. I've tapped in with the runes before. Actually, when it comes to divination tools and such, my top 3 would be the pendulum. Well, I can't say top 4, because number 1 is the self, or the mind. All right, when you get into telepathy and your clairs, the psychic abilities. But below that, you would have the pendulum, tarot, then you have runes. All right, and runes, very profound. Every time I've used runes, profound. What I used to do early on when I first started, I would get the runes, and this is before I was working with any Norse deities. I literally was just getting runes and picking them, and then I would see what the rune was and then read it out the book. Like this book I got here, this is my first rune book, and we're gonna be reading out this later tonight. Not in this deity. Well, actually, yeah, we are gonna read out it for this deity study, because it got his rune. But I used to just pull them, and then I would just get an energy, and it would tell me a lot on a deep level what was going on with me, where I was at in my spiritual journey. All right, so it wasn't just necessarily just some mundane answers or mundane levels it was sitting at. It was sitting on a multi-level perspective, right? So the runes was always hit for me. Like I fuck with the runes heavy. All right, and the runes as well. You can use the runes as in magic. You can use the runes as like sigils. You can use them as like for binding, for like spells. So you can burn runes. You can put them on candles. There's a lot of things you can do with runes. There's a lot of magic with the runes. All right, and essentially, what runes are sigils, essentially. All right, they all have messages and symbols, symbology, correspondences, lore, mythology, meanings associated with them. All right, so essentially they are sigils. All right, but the runes I've been fucking with heavy, and then how long ago was this? It's probably about a month or two ago. I tapped in with Loki for the first time. Shout out Loki. Loki, funny motherfucker. Funny motherfucker Loki is. So when Loki was coming through, Loki was putting me on a lot of sauce with the runes, teaching me a lot about myself, ancestry, working with Norse, and other, as well as other pantheons. He was introducing me to different spirits. But Loki was coming through profound, was teaching me more, giving me some gnosis on Mercury. We'll do a deity study about Loki another day, cause me and Loki are cooking. We have some plans. All right, but he came through and was teaching me about the runes, and I bring that up because I had used some runes that I had given to Loki, right, for this reading, because Loki's, I think in the lore, the mythology, Loki's father is Odin. All right, so months ago already I had given these runes to Loki, right? But what's profound about even those runes was that I had ordered those runes like months before, and the runes they're labradorite, so they're crystal runes. So because I seen these joints when I was at work one day, and I seen one day that somebody had got runes, but they were crystal runes. I was like, hold up, that's because my first pair of runes, they're just like little I don't know what the material is, but they're not like crystals or nothing. They're like dominoes type shit, and they got them inscribed on them. And I seen it was crystals. I was like, oh shit, that's really tapping in. So then I looked them up online. They had amethyst ones, but the labradorite, that's my shit. Labradorite connects you straight to the spirit world. I got a pendulum, labradorite pendulum, connects you straight to the spirit world. Labradorite as a crystal overall, that's so I'll get you some labradorite. This is not an ad, but labradorite is essential for the shamanism, the spiritual communication. All right, because you literally gonna be tapping around you, and they may talk to you through your clairs, where it be clear audience, clear sight is gonna be based off your ability, what's inherited within you, what's natural to you, but as well as telepathy. All right, so they may come through and talk to you through your thoughts. It may, as well, it depends on the spirit as well, how the spirit communicates. All right, like Odin, he has his own form of communication, but he communicates in multiple ways, and there's many ways you can communicate with him. He's not limited. But I've noticed from working with him that he himself, as well as other spirits, I'm starting to pick up on their own method of communication, how they themselves like to come through. Like if they like the tarot, if they like visions, if they like the runes, depends how they come through. It could be all types of ways. But is there anything? Oh, so yeah, those labradorite runes, those are going to be very essential when we get into the gnosis of when I tapped in with Odin. So like right here we're getting into this deity study, and after this deity study, because y'all seen this on YouTube, y'all seen just the recording of this deity study, but as well in these live streams, this is why I say make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those y'all post notifications and live notifications for my channel, Ace's Temple. as well as Ace Maceo, because you never know when spirits coming through. You never know when I might go live. All right, I might let y'all know sometimes, but you never know when I might come live. But when I do, we here and we're dropping gems, we dropping sauce. And here we're doing this deity study, and after that I'm gonna do this path working, and after that we're gonna go into the ritual gnosis. All right, and the ritual gnosis is it's a lot of sauce, a lot of gems. All right, and that's gonna be on Patreon. But if you're here for the live, you get a chance to catch it. All right, but if you're not here for the live, you'll be catching it on Patreon. All right, but make sure y'all tap in with the Patreon as well, because on the Patreon you also getting access to my channeled sigils, channeled mantras, magic formulas. There's a lot on my Patreon. All right, y'all go on there, read the tiers, as well as see what different posts I got up on there. And if you want, we'll tap in, go deeper with your spiritual journey, tap in, get some more tools for your magic to apply to your journey. Definitely want to tap in with the Patreon. Essential. But let's get into this deity study, man. Let's get into this deity study. I almost forgot this is how I got into Odin. So Odin, like I said, I think I didn't mention. So I was at work, right? And so old boy had the Berserk. He had like the Berserk logo, right? But when I had asked him one day, I was like, "Where's that?" I was like, "Where your tattoo from?" He was like, "It's from this band, but it has to do with the Norse guy Odin." And I was like, interesting. Because I was like Loki, but then already was working with Loki type shit. Loki came through, and when he said Odin, I was like, okay, interesting. So whenever I see bro, I always see him as Odin. Every time I see him, ever since that day, this is before I ever did a deity study on bro, like on Odin, I had seen bro as Odin from that day forward. And he's really Loki. That's the funny part. Like, bro is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and his character, this guy on my job with this tattoo, he's really Loki. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's really Loki. But when I was seeing him as Odin. So a couple weeks go by, and I'm working at this little station, and he's at this other little station above me, and I come around the corner and I look up at him. And then the way he was looking at me, and this is all like internal thoughts, so we're dealing with what I was thinking at the moment, and this is spirit talking to me. So when I seen him, I was like, Then the way he looked at me was like, and the only thing that came through my mind was, yeah, I'm watching. That's all I heard was, yeah, I'm watching, I see you. And it wasn't in bro's voice from work. It was in a different voice, and I was like, that's Odin watching. And he wasn't talking about just seeing me at work. Seeing me at work is just one level too. I want y'all to understand me. Even in what I just said, even in seeing me, he said he seen, I was at work, and bro said, I see you, I'm watching. He seen me at work. But with Odin really talking about is the spiritual work. He's talking about the spiritual essence. He sees the spiritual work that's going on, okay? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna tap in. So I think either that night, couple days later, did the first deity study. It went through his lore, went through his entry in the Encyclopedia of Spirits by Judica Isles. This essential. This is a must-have. You must have this book. Must-have book. Especially for shamans, especially working with these spirits. Essential. But so then I learned up on him, and I was like, okay, I see exactly why bro would be coming through, why I should be and need to be working with bro. This was what I was thinking at the time. I was like, I see why I need to be working with bro, because he is, like I said, he is the quintessential shaman, the quintessential occultist, especially like in elements of his mythology, how he learned, what he does. We're gonna get into it. He's He's him. He's him. All right. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. But I'm gonna start this with something simple. I hit this in ritual, and I know Odin's gonna come through. Simply, and this is how I tap in with spirits. Now you can too. And you do this in ritual and meditation as well. You repeat their name over and over and over. All right, you repeat their name over and over and over. But you do it singing. You do it chanting. All right. So you would say their name over and over, like Odin, 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 Odin. You get into that rhythmic kind of melodic. Do that over and over. Get into that trance. Boom, they coming through. So what I'm gonna do here is just simply hit a one hitter. But you'll feel the energy. You'll feel the energy. That down note could have been better, but I feel it. Odin, the All-Father, Glory Bearer, the Raven Lord, Master of the Gallows, also known as Odin, Wotan, Woden, Old One Eye. Alright. We're reading from the Encyclopedia of Spirits by Ukiyo. Shout out Ukiyo. Odin is the leader of the Aesir spirits, the Lord of Asgard. Devotion to Odin once spread across the entire Germanic and Norse world. Spirit of war, wisdom, and death. Odin is the Lord of ecstasy, shamanism, and esoteric wisdom. He is a patron of poetry, magic, and heroic dead, and the heroic dead. Legend. The word God in Germanic, God, may derive from one of Odin's epithets. Alright. So, like I said, the entire Germanic and Norse world. Norse mythology. I'm new to it, right? I'm new to it in the sense of I haven't dived into the mythology fully in this sense. I've dealt with the deities one-to-one. Alright, and their aspects of the mythology. But the overall essence, like I haven't played God of War. Alright, I haven't played God of War. I haven't played Valhalla. It's not the aesthetic it's not in my conscious mind. Alright, that's the best way I can say it. It's not in my conscious mind. But it's always been a aesthetic. It's always been a culture that I've always been aware of. You understand what I'm saying? Like Vinland Saga, fucked with Vinland Saga heavy. God of War, the newer ones, fucked with the like gameplay shit, fucking heavy. Story, heavy. So I guess like I fuck with the lore, but like actually knowing it, I wouldn't be able to fully explain it to you. But like I'm explaining this because I'm talking about the level of conscious versus subconscious aspects at play, as well as understanding this is not a matter of race. Alright, this is not a matter of race in the sense of this isn't like a closed practice when dealing with these different spiritual systems, whether it be the Greek pantheon, Egyptian pantheon, Norse pantheon, any of it. It's not necessarily about being closed off. It's more so knowing about and it's about respecting the energy and knowing what you're doing. That's the best way I put it. Knowing about respecting energy and knowing what you're doing. All right, because a lot of the time, most of the time, and really how it goes is that the spirits will come to you. All right, a lot of the time, the spirits are coming to you. So it's about you being open to it and being able to pick up on their messages, picking up on what they're trying to convey to you, and then working with them from there, seeing where the journey goes. See what they're trying to teach you, understand what they're trying to teach you. Get that gnosis, baby. So with Odin here, he's very, I can tell he fuck with the chaos magic. He fuck with the shamanism heavy, and especially what I've been putting forth lately, in the sense of if you haven't already, check out my magic, my meditation and magic 101 video. Essential knowledge, especially for this to understand this who Odin is, like what he does in a sense, or this work. Yeah, that's the better word. Not necessarily to understand Odin, but understand this work. Tap in with that meditation and magic 101 video, because in it I basically go over how my method. I go over my method of meditation. And I think I forgot what they call it by the book, but it's basically a form of path working, visual journeying, vision quests. But path working is the word I like to use for it, or what do I say, kind of like guided meditations. But path working is more so natural, just comes shamanic journey. They have a name for it, and even in the Norse, culture, I was like, hey yo, that shit was profound. We're gonna get into it because they bring it up, but they have a name for it. But that, and it's basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little preview for y'all go watch the vid later after you finish watching this one, or if you've seen it already, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, in meditation, the whole essence of it is, in meditation, it's essential when you first get into meditation, what they tell you is you want to quiet the mind, you want to control the mind, and you want to become nothingness, you want to become bliss, get into that state, right? Essentially, what you're doing is you're doing that first. You're clearing your mind. You're getting yourself into a trance state. All right, you're getting yourself into a trance state, because when you get into that trance state, your subconscious mind is open. And when your subconscious mind is open, you may start getting messages, visions, start communicating with deities. We get to a certain state of awareness, a certain level of consciousness in meditation or in general. And basically, when you meditate and you get in and you send yourself, you can put yourself in trance, right? Just simply through breathing, certain ways, breathing, and get into trance, and then from there you do the path working. All right, or you may get a path working. A spirit, a deity may come through. You may see them. You might start talking, communicating with them. You can start talking to your higher self. Essentially, that's where your first begins. It first starts with, I didn't say this in that video, but you can start this in the very beginning with your higher self. You can call on your higher self. You can get to this state and talk to your ancestors, those who passed on. You can do a lot in this state. You can do a lot with your subconscious mind, right? And that's the power of this. Okay, so when I'm in meditation, or when I do ritual spell, guarantee I'm tapping in, doing this level of path working meditation, because every time it's damn near like dream work. It's damn near like dream work, because you're going to be seeing these symbolic messages, this symbolic language, and you'll be interpreting it. It's on you. Then after that, you have to interpret it. You may clairvoyantly, you may understand it clairvoyantly, but a lot of the time, what I find is that there's layers and layers to these path workings. All right, whether it be an intention that could be put behind it, making it thus magic, as well as in the moment when it's being said or gotten, is a message. So if it's a message, where do you carry it? What do you do with the message? What do you do next with it? All right. So power in this vision quest, path working, shamanic journey. All right. Now, this is like I said in the meditation and magic 101 video. It is literally my favorite spiritual practice. It is my favorite spiritual practice. Like when I said my top 4 ways to divinate, number 1 was the mind going within. That's the mind going within, literally. Like this shit is literally fun to me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like literally fun. But yeah, so if you want to learn how to do that, meditation, magic 101. All right. And essentially, I want y'all to understand this as well. You do it subconsciously already. All right, you already do it subconsciously. If you may get visions, if you get catch yourself in a daydream state, just zoned out, but you're like in the other world, you're doing it. You're doing it. So, but the power comes when you make it conscious. You do it intentionally, or when you can do it at will, or when you have it happen subconsciously. You have it happen on accident, and you understand what's going on. You understand what's being conveyed to you. All right, that's where the power truly is. But the first level awareness of that accidental, it's like, okay, I got this. Then when you realize, oh shit, I've been doing this, it's like, okay, how do I wield this? All right, so power on power, power on power. All right. Water. But let's go on with Odin. He may be a deified hero and ancestor. So understand, this is all talking about his archetype and his energy and who he may be. He may be a deified hero and ancestor. So he may be a deified hero and ancestor. What that tells me is that at one time, this nigga was in the flesh. At one time, he was in the flesh. That's what this tells me. When? I don't know. I don't know if you're going to find it in a historical book, but what it tells me, and this isn't asking him, this may be him talking. We'll have to confirm with the pendulum later. Someone will confirm it. But I'm pretty sure my man was in the flesh. Like a lot of these deities, a lot of these spirits are deified humans. In a sense, I want y'all to understand it from this perspective. All right, this is a perspective. All right, and I want y'all to just think about this, and this is give y'all kind of a different understanding of spirits, or as well people. This is a aspect how you can see people, because like I said earlier in this bit, you are the one, you are a god, you are a star, you are a spirit, right? In essence, you are an ancestor, because in that your ancestors are the same thing. They are spirits. All right, and they could essentially work the same way as like a spirit would if you work with them, because you can work with them in that way. They can come through you in those ways that a spirit, a god, a deity would. Y'all hear the confirmation. Y'all see them. But the ancestors, you, right? Everyone is a deity. Everyone is deified. It's just an aspect of them, all right? And understanding and seeing it from that level. So with these spirits being, could have been in the flesh at one time. Understand it's just a matter of history. All right, it's simply a matter of history. If something happened 20,000 years ago and the story was still told to this day, we would see that history as these people being gods. Or even in history, the way they try to teach it in school, all these iconic figures, the way they make motherfuckers look at these presidents, right? In the essence, it's like deities, it's like spirits. Or think about it like this: your celebrities in Hollywood, right? Your celebrities in the mainstream. They literally have the Walk of Fame, right, where you have everyone's a star. The stars, and the way this is how I break down the star science. You are a star. You could look at it from one level. When you put your hands all out, legs out, and you put your head up. I put the Adam Kadmon picture. Y'all just look up Adam Kadmon, or Pentagram Man type shit, and you'll see how the body makes like the star formation. That's one of the arm, leg, wait, head, head, arm, head, arm. I'm trying to do the Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head. But as well as with stars, understand stars, when you see them at night, you're just seeing light. When you see stars at night, you are just seeing a light. All right, you are seeing an angle of light. Literally just from refraction, you're just seeing an angle of light. Angle, angel. All right, understand you are a fallen angel, a fallen angle of light that has come from the spiritual world, Kether, and beyond, into Malkuth, into the physical world, into physical existence, into matter. All right, so that's the star science. And now everything manifests in Malkuth. Everything, the way I explain it and understand it, is that everything on earth is in the human body. Everything in the human body is in the mind. As well, everything in the mind is in the universe. Everything in the universe is in the body. Everything in the universe is on earth. As above, so below. It's just the essence of life, and that being the essence of life being existence versus non-existence. That is a discussion. That itself is a discussion for another day. But core essence, understand here that the only separation between the spiritual world and the physical world is none. There truly is no difference between the spiritual world and the physical world. It's really just one. Just different methods of operation. Understand, they're coming from a more physical, they're coming from a more spiritual level, spiritual perspective. That being not something that necessarily that you can touch. Alright. You may, like this book here, right? This Encyclopedia of Spirits. So much power in this. So much power in this. Alright. But it's not necessarily that you're touching the power. It's more so that me reading, picking up on it. The word on these words. It's not the words themselves, it's what the words are saying. I want y'all to understand that. It's not necessarily the words themselves, it's what the words are saying. The energy that the words are conveying. Alright, and I'm trying to bring it back to being in the flesh. But let me bring it back to that, because I know, because we're already deep into this. But we'll be here for fucking hours. But spirits in the flesh. Spirits in the flesh. That is essentially what is going on here. And that's how I see the world. I see, this is like how I look at everyone. I see everyone as a god or goddess in the flesh. They just don't know it, alright? Because it's a subliminal aspect of nature. When you study these deities, understand, I see them as well as they are aspects of the mind, archetypes of the mind, but also archetypes of nature. All is the mind. Word to Hermes, word to my man Stahudi. All is the mind. So they're all aspects of nature, all aspects of you. So, but in them being aspects of reality of nature, you are too. Alright, so this is a two-way street. Alright, we're talking about you, but we're talking about spirit as well. That's what I'm trying to keep it together. So if you are a spirit in the flesh, the question is, one, who are you? All right, and just understand, there's ways you can figure out. There's ways you can pick up on. There's ways you can figure it out. You may be a mix of certain deities. All right, I offer a service, a deity reading service. And basically, what we do is I look at and find what deities, what gods, goddesses, angels, demons you may have incarnated with that have been around you your whole life, that are naturally open to working with you. That's one level. Then as well as what these you may be in the flesh. All right. So, and being thus playing your role once, because with this knowledge, with this information, you get a better understanding of your role, your purpose, what your role in this cosmic play. All right, because this is a movie. All right, you are the director of the movie. You do choose your role. So it's just a matter of what do you want to do when you have awareness of these spirits. Let's understand, they will be teaching you. they will be teaching you. And best word I can say, word from Harry Potter. Not Harry Potter, it's from Fantastical Beasts. That's where this line is from. Not everything needs to be known. That is what spirit will tell you. They will give you the answers, they will guide you, but not understand. Certain things have to be learned. Okay. Through the experience. But yeah, that fucking channel. Cause yeah, bro, just definitely trying to get that point through on. Yeah, definitely a lot of these spirits, a lot of these ancient gods, goddesses definitely existed in the flesh at one point. All right. Like Lilith, and if you read the lore, it says she was created with Adam. So if that's the case, that means Lilith was in the flesh at one point. That also means, and when in history, well, we're talking ancient, we're talking primal. So that's what I'm saying. We're talking very early. All right, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of the lore and mythology is allegorical and symbolic, but there is, on a high level, I'm telling you what you understand is on a high level, there is a level of truth to it. There is a level of truth to it from a high level, but we'll have to get to that another day, because we're gonna, when you get into that, that's very deep, very esoteric, very occult wisdom. But Odin here for all of that. Odin here for all of that shit. He won it. All right. But let me keep on going with this. So he may be a deified hero or ancestor. Myths, for instance, the Volsung saga source material for Richard Wagner's Ring Cycle describe Odin as the ancestor of heroes. He is the, I just got a main channel. And the next sentence confirms. Alright, describe Odin as the ancestor of heroes. He is the progenitor of royal families. He is the progenitor of royal families. England's Saxon kings claim descended from him. So, when I read this, right, the first thing I thought, this is spiritual. This is from a spiritual perspective. He is the progenitor of royal families. He is the ancestor of heroes. Hero. Heru. Hero. Heru. Hero. Heru. Heru, Horus, the Christos of the Egyptian pantheon, of the Egyptian mythology, son of Asar, Nahset, of the divine feminine and masculine. So, just a connection, just something to peep. All right, because understand, I look at this from a chaos perspective. So with a chaos perspective, we're looking at it from multiple systems, multiple cultures. All right, a good author that if you want to look into this, because this is actually a thing, I think it's like kind of in a form, it's a form of syncretism, but you won't understand they're all different aspects. Like they're all their own different beings. Like I'm not saying that Odin is Heru. I'm not saying that, but I will say there is some form of connection. I will say that. Okay, but that thought left me. Hold on real quick. Christios. Oh yeah, but basically, yeah, in essence, I'm not saying that Odin is Heru, but there's definitely a connection. All right, that connection we will find in the future. We will find that connection to understand it deeper. But as we go on, Odin loves women, knowledge, and hospitality. He is a spiritual seeker himself. His thirst for occult wisdom is endless. He willingly traded one of his eyes for a mouthful of water from the well of wisdom and knowledge. He willingly traded one of his eyes for a mouthful of water from the well of wisdom and knowledge. Oh man, that's a knowledge seeker for it. I mean, that man said, by any means, we getting this knowledge. We're going to get this knowledge. Wow, that's what I'm saying. He's seeker. He's here for that esoteric, that truth, getting to the cause and root of this shit. Truly understanding this hidden science, this occult, esoteric nature of reality, the history, the truth. As I go on, Freya is described as his first teacher. She taught him charms and spell casting, but ultimately his quest for occult wisdom is solitary. Now, that's a profound, because alright, so in aspects, okay, so this is when I'm gonna put myself in Odin's shoes a little bit, alright? And when you read these deities, when you study these deities, as Brother Panic would say, you have to put yourself in the role as the deity. All right, you have to see yourself as the deity, because that's where the power is going to come from, and the true understanding, the magic is. All right, and with this, very profound. So it says Freya is described as his first teacher. She taught him charms and spell casting, but ultimately his quest for occult wisdom is solitary. All right, so one, my spiritual and occult, to the knowledge, the journey has been a solitary one. It's not like I'm in a group, like I'm in a coven and a little cult or nothing. Nah, for the most part, bro, this shit just been me learning one-on-one from the spirits. The spirits teaching me. I learn shit online, pick up from people online, but most of the time it's the spirits talking to me. I pick up through other people and their messages, I understand. And shout out all the great teachers, shout out all the teachers. I would do a video one day, listen to all the top of my favorite, well, I shouldn't say the top teachers, that's not the right way to say it, but my favorite occult and esoteric teachers, or YouTubers, content creators, because there's a lot of people that be dropping some sauce on YouTube. A lot of people dropping some sauce on YouTube, TikTok, shit, Instagram, all over social media. People be dropping gems. But understand, everyone's a god, everyone's a spirit. It's all about understanding and seeing it from the aspect of what spirit are they, in what moment. So there could be multiple spirits in many different moments. So it's understanding what spirit is talking through them at what any given moment. Alright, type shit. So in this aspect, with my, so like I said, my journey has been mostly, that's how I've learned to picked up on and learned a lot of this, and then that as well as actually doing the work, not just listening to videos, just listening to people talk, just actually taking what I learned, taking my notes, taking what I've studied, what I've read in these books, actually do the exercises, actually contact the spirits, actually go to them, pull up, see what they had to say, see how I can work with them, and see where it goes. Actually do the work, get the gnosis, or get that full understanding. I'm at the point, the reason I keep saying see where it goes is because where I'm at in my journey right now is that's how adventurous I feel. In terms of understanding, I know for a fact that it's such a natural aspect of it, like getting the knowledge, getting the gnosis. I'm just so used to it. It just comes, bro. And I love it. But I'm at a point now where when it comes to whatever spirit I pick up on, whatever spirit I want to tap in with, let's see what they do. Let's see where they take me. Let's see what they have to teach me. Because if I'm picking up on them, if they're coming to me, if they're coming to you, it's for a reason. They're trying to teach you. They're trying to show you something. They have something for you. Trying to put you on some level of game. All right. So it's about understanding what is it, and then going with the flow, going with spirit. All right. Co-creating with spirit. All right. So that's on the spiritual journey aspect of this. But with the Freya described as his first teacher, she taught him charms and spell casting. So if I know this correctly, I'm pretty sure Freya is corresponded with the Venus. She's connected to Venus. So in her being connected to Venus, the very first spirit that, well, what? No, that wasn't the first. She wasn't the first spirit. But I would say this was probably my first teacher. This is what I will say. Yeah, the first demon that I ever tapped in with, that I ever reached out to me, because I had them come through as I hearing their name, was Astaroth from the Goetia. Shout out Astaroth. And Astaroth, she's corresponded to Venus. It works with the Venus energy. But Astaroth is also known as many epithets, as many names. Like she has aspects of Ishtar, Inanna, Astarte, Isis. So that Isis aspect, very early on, because in spirituality, I was dealing with Egyptian pantheon, like that. Like the first pantheon I ever tapped in with was Egypt. That's where I started with. It was in Kemet. Shout out. So, and a lot of time I work with those spirits it was conscious and subconscious. Like I know consciously I was working with Tahuti a lot, but I wasn't doing it. The way I work with spirits now is a lot more intimate, a lot more how it should go. How I work with spirits now is how it's a better formulation. It's more grounded. But back then it wasn't that grounded. But I was working with Tahuti, and that's when I was learning early on about the Kabbalion, about the Hermetic principles, early on about elements, numerology and shit. Started on my astrology and shit. But then I guess that first leg I can tell that my spiritual journey, right, about probably a year ago, started shifting. Getting a lot more magical, a lot more deeper, a lot more esoteric. In the realms of black magic being, black magic is the way I like to explain black magic is that you're going against the current. All right, if there's a current and flow to life, black magic would be you going against it. All right. One aspect of my mantis Modius would say, you are playing on the fabric of reality. All right, that's a better way of saying it, because in that way you can do it both ways. But black magic is a corporate term for basically saying going against the flow. And just when you think of magic, when people think magic, what you're thinking is black magic. When you think like how magic would work, that would be black magic. But understanding how that works, all right, that's what I'm saying. But I bring that up to say my first teacher in the aspect would be Fred. Oh, but that's why Asmodeus and shit came through. All right, so that when they say it's charms and spell casting, that's black magic. That quote unquote actually doing it, charms and spell casting, but and that's magic. So what is charms and spell casting? I'm about to put y'all on some sauce. Y'all catching some gems. Y'all in here and still. Y'all, thank y'all for watching this, and you're sticking through and being serious about seeking that occult knowledge, that gnosis. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with a seeking soul, man. But charms and spell casting. Spell casting. I'm not about to get a full rundown, but I want you to understand spell casting is when you have this intention and you're trying to manifest it in reality. Okay, so what a spell cast would look like would be when you think of someone at the altar with the candle, with the cauldron, with the chalice, with the theme, with the incense going. That would be the spell casting. All right, but then also in spell casting, there's a lot more going on than just that altar work. That altar work is that's just setting the mood, getting in the zone. All right, but in that actual spell cast, when that flame is lit and that candle is lit, it's energy work that's going on. In essence, that's when you get into Egyptian magic with the Heka, what you speak, how you say it, what you speak is very key. How you say it, energy behind that. That's spell casting. Even speaking itself is spell casting. You're speaking, spelling words. Words, spells. You have to spell out words. So that is spell casting in of itself. All right. So that's one level to it, just the language aspect of it. Then you have, then like I said, the actual magic ritual aspect of it. Then charms. You have. This is what I learned from Asmodeus. Shout out Asmodeus. He really put me on the charm magic. But understanding how you imbue an object, imbue something with an energy, and thus that object becoming powerful, how the magic works. So all those correspondences going into this jar, going into this amulet, going on to this talisman, onto this sigil, into this charm. And that charm, when you use it, when you meditate with it, do energy work with it, using it like a crystal in a way, or using it like a sigil, you get energy from it. Get that energy reminded, get you into that mind state, that consciousness, that state of awareness, and thus the magic hits. All right, because at the essence, and the end of the day, the core of this shit is all is the mind. Perfecting the mind. I could break this shit down from a pure science. I'm gonna do this shit on Patreon one day and really break down. I'm gonna have Asmodeus come do and really break down the science of this shit. Like it's I want you to understand there's an actual science to this. Okay. Yeah. But I was getting another channel, another download as I was reading this. Freya. We're definitely going to tap in with Freya. Because when I read spell casting and thought about how when you speak, you're speaking spells, certain words, with Freya being, I'm pretty sure she's corresponding with Venus. We're going to check that. But if she is, that would make sense. Because I'm sure if one is to work with, if one went to work with her, they could learn this essence of magic. They could learn about the charms. They could learn about spell casting, as well as charms is also could be an aspect of glamour magic. That's another thing. That's how Asmodeus taught it to me. He taught it to me through the method, through the mode of of charms. All right, oh shit, I'm tripping. He taught it to me through the mode of glamour magic, the charms. But yeah, if you want to tap in with that essence and learn more, just remember what I said. Dive in deeper with glamour magic, and you'll get a deeper understanding what they themselves are trying to teach. But if when tapping with Freya, I'm pretty sure one is going to learn more in a deeper aspect of these charms, as well as the spell casting. That spell casting be how they speak, the right words, certain language. It could be language as well. We'll see. We'll definitely see when we tap in with Freya. But I'm going to. That sentence let me know I gotta go tap in with Freya. Definitely, because that's something in my spiritual journey that I've been wanting to tap in with, trying to get deeper with, is that aspect of it, that speech aspect of the spell cast, or even speech communication itself. So any spirits trying to teach that, trying to put me on that, I always open to working with them. So I tap in with her as I go on. Page 778 we are on now. The first page was 777. I didn't even realize that. Profound as fuck, actually, very profound. Oh yeah, we're cooking tonight. But let's go on with Odin. Yeah, Odin's definitely coming through, man. It's a lot of, that's what I'm saying. This is definitely chaos. Chaos when we read, chaos when we're doing these studies, because it's a lot of spirits coming through, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge coming through. But you know, Odin's here for it. So, as I go on, Freya whispered. Alright, so let me go on. Freya whispered to him the runes lost in the misty realm of Vanir. Determined to apprehend, comprehend, and master them, Odin pierced himself and hung for 9 days and nights in shamanic ritual on the world tree. He died a shamanic death in order to be reborn as a rune master. The tarot card, the hanged man, may depict this ritual, not a literal hanging. So, let me get this tarot card out for y'all. So, I want y'all to understand that this man's Odin, real legend in this shit. Like he really do this. He's really about the work. All right, he's really about this occult knowledge, about this transformation, this work, this alchemy, this esoteric wisdom, experience, the journey. But I want y'all to understand this hangman card. This hangman card is the spiritual journey. Alright, what is the spiritual journey, Ace? What do you mean by that? Now, this is why Astaroth is coming through. Because Astaroth, when Astaroth first comes, she may be dealing with an aspect of the Qalipoth, okay? The Astaroth aspect. This is Astaroth. Not this Isis aspect. But Astaroth, she may be dealing with an aspect of the Qalipoth, as well as many other things. We're gonna do a video on Astaroth in the future. But I know she could, like, from when she first came to me, I know for sure that's when I knew, like, that when she came, I didn't know I was in the Qalipoth yet, because it's all a matter of me I ain't diving deep enough to understand that was going on. But I know from the time that she did come, I was for sure in it. Okay, but the Qalipoth is like the word, like the tree. All right, so the Qalipoth, the best way I can explain it is, so you know how we have the Kabbalah tree, the tree of life, right? You have the tree of life, the Sephiroths, and the Kabbalah. And that's where you get Kether, Malkuth, Got Bina, Chakma, Netzrat, Gebura, Yad, Yesod. I think I said Nezak. It's a whole bunch of Sephiroths, right? And there are all these different spheres, states of consciousness, states of awareness. In them, you'll find different energies. You'll find different spirits. Find a lot of different things in the Sephiroths. All right. If you want to research more, understand them more, tap in with the Sephiroths, and understand the Kabbalah more. I would recommend looking into Travis Magis's LVX 777. He did a book study, a reading of the art. It was an Ukiyo. I know it was an Ukiyo book. I think it was the art and practice of Kabbalah. Yeah, if you put in LVX 777 Ukiyo Kabbalah, you'll find the video. I can't think of the name of the book, but it was by a guy named Ukiyo, and it was talking about the Kabbalah. But that book helped me understand, and that how Travis broke it down. He helped me understand the Kabbalah better. But the Kabbalah is basically I want y'all to look at it from this perspective. When we say the game of life, understanding life, different aspects of life, the Kabbalah does that. It puts things in a form to where you can understand the multi-layered symbology to it. Okay, it's very esoteric, very occult. All right, and like me myself, I've studied aspects of it, but I need to go deeper. I definitely need to go deeper. Like I said, I'm not a master. I want y'all to understand this. I'm not a master code of this shit, but I am a knowledge seeker, and I'm always a forever student. I always consider myself a master teacher, but I consider myself a master student. So I'm always on the prowl. All right. But the Qliphoth, all right. So that you have the tree, right? The tree of life. All right, and you know how in the Bible, how they had the Garden of Eden, and then Adam and Eve, they bit from the tree of knowledge. This tree of knowledge is the Qliphoth. All right, the tree of knowledge, this tree of death is the Qliphoth. And the Qliphoth basically is life. You know when life, so that's the Qliphoth. You understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean. When life happens, understand it may be a Qliphotic essence to what's going on. I'm gonna put a video in the description, Astaroth and the Qliphoth, for my man's Water Alchemist, to give y'all a better understanding of that. But yeah, basically going through it, okay. And this hangman, right? So when I seen a couple months ago, right, when I was studying this card, it came through to me, and I was like, my man is on this tree, right, but he's upside down on the tree. So when you look at the Qliphoth, like any diagram for the Qliphoth, it's literally the Kabbalah tree, the Sephiroths, but turned upside down. And it's the way it would look in a full diagram. I'll put it up on the screen. You'll see the tree, and those will be the Sephiroths up top. Then you'll see in the roots underground, you'll see the Qliphoths, the Qliphoth shells, the Qliphoth spears. So above ground, you'll see the Sephiroths. Then underground, you'll see the Qliphoth. All right, it's talking about the aspect of heavens, light versus darkness, hell, infernal. All right, but understand they're all aspects of the same thing. That's the key essence of it. They're all aspects of the same thing. So the Qliphoth is a shadow side to the Sephiroth, and the Sephiroth is the light side to the Qliphoth. So you can really look at them as being two halves, right? And then you can really just put them together. But as well, the Kabbalah treat them even in themselves. The Sephiroths are not separate. They just look separate when we see these diagrams, but they're essentially stacked on top of each other, and you're just seeing you're seeing them from these different perspectives, but they're essentially happening all at the same time, all stacked on top of each other. All right, that's a key thing I want y'all to remember with the Kabbalah tree overall. But this hangman, when one, and with the clip off, what one does, or even with the Sephiroth or the Kabbalah tree, when one goes through it, they're putting themselves through initiation, through a form of spiritual initiation. For the Kabbalah, I understand it from the path. So like I know for the left-hand path, it's for self-deification, how I explained earlier. Apotheosis, which is the Kalifoth. The Kalifoth way of going about it is left-hand path, self-deification. That's the whole aspect of it, is awakening that junk DNA, remembering who you are, gaining that deific self, working with these energies, deific power, and being a god in the flesh, or having control, having influence upon your reality. All right. Then you have the other side of the fence, where it's about becoming one with God, one with Source. All right, that's the more right hand aspect of it. Now, with the Kabbalah, the point of Kabbalah is, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be honest, because this is how my spiritual journey has gone. This is just how my spiritual journey has gone. How I'm speaking from my experience and my perspective. I went through a lot of shit subconsciously, and you'll know that like when you start studying and learning this shit, the more you go on with your study, you'll realize that you went through a lot of shit already, and that you've done a lot of shit already and pertains to this work. All right, but with shit, I forgot my point. Hold on, where's my phone? I can't forget that one. I forgot my point. We're gonna be here for a minute, boy. Hold on. That channel is mean. Stacked on top of each other, it would let that Deity itself at the power. The point of Kabbalah, the more you go on, just to be honest, you know like when you start studying, learning this shit, the more you go on, just study, you will realize that you. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get to. So yeah, so a lot of this shit I went through subconsciously. So like even like in the aspect when I started going deeper with the occult, dealing with the Goetia, early on, what would happen was, early with the Goetia, like very early on, I would go to sleep, and either right before I crossed over into the dream space, or right when I was coming out and I was waking up, I would hear the names of Sephiroths. So like I vividly remember hearing Malkuth as I woke up. I vividly remember that I remember waking up one morning and hearing Lilith. And these are spheres. These are different spheres. Like Lilith is a sphere. I forgot the actual name of her sphere. There's a sphere of Lilith in the Qliphoth. All right, so as well as her calling out. But I've had that happen with multiple spheres, and that shit is very interesting, especially when you've never heard this shit before, and like you're dealing with the energies, but you've never heard like this certain word before. It's very like the fuck. But my best advice for you, if you're going to be doing this spiritual work, the more knowledge, the more studying you do, the easier it will go for you. That's my best advice I can give you. The more you study, the more you understand, the more you seek this shit, the easier it will be to understand what is happening and what is going on in your life. Alright, that's in essence, when you understand what's going on, your emotions don't become rampant, don't become chaotic. Shit can't really phase you. Alright, because understand, out of ignorance, is where you get all this fuckery. When out of ignorance is where you get anger. Out of ignorance is where you get sadness. Out of ignorance you get sadness. Out of ignorance you get a lot of fuckery. But knowledge gives you understanding, gives you peace, gives you clarity of mind. All right. So, in the essence of this shit, like the seeking is this understanding, this peace. But this, but yeah, a lot of this shit I went through subconsciously, and the Kabbalah tree, man, the Kabbalah tree. Like I said, I can't tell you the point of it, but I can tell you I'm going through the spheres now. Like if I had to explain my spiritual journey to you right now from a perspective of the tree, I remember starting from Kether, coming down to Mount Kuf. I remember when I was at Mount Kuf. I remember when I was at Lilith, went all the way down to Thamiel, came right back up. Right now where I'm at, with it, I would say on the subconscious level where I'm at, because understand, I didn't initiate myself into this shit consciously. I didn't just go through it. And my perspective with the clip off is that people go through it already in life. They just don't know it. It's just life. It's a game of life. All right. But people go through this shit intentionally. Go through the actual system. They'll go through each sphere. All right. So, but if I had to guess where I was at right now, I know for a fact I'm back in the sphere. I would say I'm back in the Sephirotic realm. All right. As a guess, I know the last energies I was dealing with was Thagirion. But I think Thagirion is a Kilophotic. I can't think of the Tipref. That's the name of the Sephiroth. Tipref. But in that sphere, Tipref, you got that's where you're dealing with like the Christ energy, the Christios. That would be where you have the Heru, the Krishna energies. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, a good author for like the syncretism between different cultures with the deities, and understand them, Joseph Campbell. I think that's his name. It's Joseph Campbell. I'll put a couple of his books up on the screen when I edit this. But his books, gems. But a lot of this I learned from Brother Panic, Bobby Hemmett, Joseph Campbell books, as well as my own studies in Gnosis. A lot of shit buried in my notes. But I just pick up as it comes. But like in the essence of, like, I see my man's Loki name right here. How you have Loki associated with Mercury, but Loki is also, you got that Hermes, then you have that Tahuti, that Thoth, then you have that Quetzalcoatl. But see that in of itself goes into, and that's something I picked up in this deity study with Odin. It's another level of gnosis, that these gods, these deities, these spirits have all these different names. They go about all these different names. Odin, here, when we first started, it said Odin, the All-Father, Glory Bearer, the Raven's Lord, Master of the Gallows, Odin, Wotan, Woden, Old One-Eye. The word God is German God, may derive from one of Odin's epithets. These epithets are different names, different masks, different ways these deities may show up. So like with Ashtaroth, also known as Ishtar, Inanna, Astarte, Isis. These different masks, all right, that these spirits may be showing up as. Okay, so that's one level of gnosis, or to it. Or then how I said, Tahuti, Thoth, Quetzalcoatl, Hermes, Loki. Different mask, same energy. And even in the essence, these different masks in of themselves may be, or could come off as their own energies of themselves. Like I can tell you for a fact, for sure from experience, Loki has much different energy from Tahuti. Much different experience from working with Thoth and Tahuti, from working with Loki. Much different. But I can tell there's a level of sameness, but they're definitely different. Alright, they're talking from different levels. The best way, the way I like to understand it, and explain it, is that there are these different masks, these different aspects of these deities, of these sources, of these souls, of these stars, of these energies. There are different levels at one aspect, so there are different levels, and you can say higher or lower, angelic, demonic, celestial, however you want to say it, but earthly, elemental. There's all types of different levels, but as well a level of timeline, a level of time. All right, because if you look at things from a time perspective, then it makes sense. If you look at it from a time perspective, it makes sense, because it's not that pantheons are older than the other. It's more so the different cultures and how they transition through them. So like example, if you want to start very ancient, very early on, some real ancient shit, if anyone starts talking Mesopotamian, Sumerian, Babylonian, Akkadian, they're talking ancient. If they're talking any of those four, they're talking real ancient. They're talking real ancient. And after that, you want to get into Vedic, Hebrew, Norse, Celtic, another level of ancient. Because you get into cosmic shit. You get into, you get into like spiritual essences. All right. That channel gone, boy. That channel gone. Hold on. Start studying and learning this shit from my perspective. The more you go on to study, where you ancient, it makes sense because elemental. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, they're definitely these different epithets, all right. These different epithets, these different deific masks, right, could be simply these deities from different time periods or in different timelines. So in different cultures, like how you'll have ancient Egypt with Thoth, then you'll have the Norsemen with Loki, then you'll have like Quetzalcoatl in South America, or they also may be existing all at the same time. All right, because really, in the true essence, they do all exist all at the same time. They all exist the same way. Here's the thing. This is how you get into it. Think about it like this: past lives. Your past life, you had a different name, a different look, but you may have been doing kind of the same shit. You still have abilities that you have grown and worked on from your past lives that you still incarnate with. You have natural abilities, right? Natural talents. Those are past life abilities. Okay? So that essence is the essence of, or here's another way. You have an alter ego? Do you have an alter ego? Beyonce has Sasha Fierce. Me myself, what you're seeing right here is an alter ego. This is what you would say a quote unquote alter ego, a persona. Ace Maceo is an aspect of an energy. Okay. And then you have Omnipron. You want to tap in with Omnipron? Tap in with the Patreon. If you're in the live, you'll catch Omnipron a little bit later tonight. But I'm Omnipron, understand. But Omnipron is another aspect. Right now you're seeing Ace Maceo, the divine one. You feel me? But when this camera's turned off. When I'm in the magic, when I'm in the spirit world, understand that's omnipron. When we straight in the spirit, so like an aspect right now, omnipron's coming through. But when we in the magic, the spiritual aspect, omnipron. But then when I go into the matrix, I'm a whole other guy. I'm a whole other guy. I got it to the point. I got him calling me Ace. I got Ace transcending this shit. I got Ace transcending this shit. But hey, this is an alter ego. I want you to understand that you yourself might have an alter ego. You have a nickname. These are all mask aspects of the same energy. Deity spirits work the same way. Okay. And pardon me for the chaos, but I'm starting to understand the chaos a lot more. I'm starting to see what's going on, what Odin is doing here, because he's really bringing y'all some occult fucking gems with this one. He bringing y'all some occult gems. All right, but because this is real esoteric. We're getting real esoteric with this. But let me keep on going. Shout out Odin, man. Thank you, Odin. Okay, so Odin's curiosity has no bounds. These shades are that dark, yes. Odin's curiosity has no bounds, and he has excuse me, Saw. All right. Odin's curiosity has no bounds, and he refuses to be constrained by boundaries of any kind. Following Baldur's death, Odin went to live amongst the Sami. He refuses to be bound by gender restrictions. Odin is curious and respectful towards what was traditionally considered woman's magic. He is not ashamed to learn from women. Freya taught Sior to Odin, although men historically did not practice this style of prophecy considered a woman's art. When Odin gathers herbs and roots for healing, he dresses as a woman. Okay, so this is very esoteric. This is very occult. This is very occult. Okay, so let me break this down. Where do I start? First off, let me go off the first gem in why one would want to work with Odin and why one would want to tap in with him. All right, this paragraph. This is why I would tap in with Odin, and why I don't fuck with bro. Odin's curiosity has no bounds, and he refuses to be constrained by boundaries of any kind. So if you have any boundaries, perceived boundaries, right? Tapping you with Odin, these mental blockages, gone. All right, and that's profound because y'all little gem on Patreon. I'm gonna explain a little bit more how I did this. But when I tapped in with Odin, white candle, straight mental clarity. So yeah, whenever you're dealing with a white candle, you're gonna be getting some clarity. That's something I've noticed because every white candle I've been burning, fucking pure mental clarity. Goddamn. But you can use white candles for universally anything. You can honestly use white candles or black candles for universally anything. Just got to know how to work the energy. But that white candle, getting that clarity makes sense, especially with in the correspondence with Odin, because any boundaries he's ridding of. He don't believe in boundaries. He refuses to be constrained by boundaries. So if one has restrictions in their mind, right, because most of the time that's what's going on, is you have these mental blockages, these false perceptions, this fuckery, this gunk, this fog, right? And that you may perceive to be restrictions, that you may perceive to be restraints, or even things in reality. Because this nigga Odin right here, I'm telling you right now, Odin shows up in reality. Odin got power in reality. I will say that. I want y'all to know that. He got power in reality. He actually will show up. The same way old boy at my job showed up in the flesh with Odin tat. That's how spirit worked. But Odin, and I even got it from a dream. Lily Bros comes out in reality. But constrained by boundaries of any kind, if you have anything you see to be a restriction that's like holding you back, that you feel is holding you back, tap in with Odin, see what he has to say, ask him if he can help, and see what you can do for him. All right, that's one thing with these spirits. I want you to understand, don't just be going up to these spirits asking them for shit. Do not just be going up to spirits asking them for shit. I understand there is going to be an exchange at a level of sacrifice. That's another thing that this Hangman card is about, is a level of a sacrifice that is going on, especially even in Odin's lore. Even that makes sense too, when he gave up his eye for the mouthful of water from the well of wisdom and knowledge. He sacrificed. All right, understand there is an exchange that will be had. All right, if you don't come with something will be taken. Simple. If you don't come up with something, or you don't at least ask them, what can I do? How can I help? What do you want? Not in the sense of what do you want, like, nigga, what the fuck you want? Not like that, but generally, like, what do you want? How can I help? How can I be of service to you, even to the spirits? Because there's things they want you to do. There's still things they want you to do. In essence, like this video. But see, it's a matter of doing it. Just do the work. Simply do the work. That's one level of spiritual work, and the spirits will come through. Like, I'm telling you right now, what confirmed to me that this man Odin came through, even though I knew already and was like already in such clairvoyant sync, was the day after. Yeah, the day after, I was at the gas station, right? And when I came back out, I seen my car, but then when I looked up, it was this big ass raven sitting on like the top of, like, you know how gas stations got the cover type shit. I might put the picture up, but the raven was standing right there, just sitting, watching me and looking over the car, and I was like, y'all know exactly what I said. See. All I could say was see, man. But what's profound with the raven is one of Odin's like I said, the Raven Lord. All right, we ain't get that into that aspect of the deity study yet, but it's gonna get into here where he's gonna talk about how Odin's ravens. She talks about he got 2 ravens. But when I had seen that shit, I was like, hey, yo. I was like, you can't make this up. When I seen that raven, I was like, nigga, I know I was in sync. So that's what we come. And that's how spirit works with you. Just knowing about how to pick up on their energy, pick up on their correspondences, on their symbols, on those synchronicities, further confirming the play of what's going on here. All right. Or I mean, let's say like this, use them as markers for the play that's going on here. But yeah, that's one thing I would say. If y'all want to type in with Odin, or let me say it like this, if you have anything that you may be perceiving to be a restriction that's holding you back, any boundaries of any kind, tap in with Odin. See how he can help you. Ask if he can help you. Be open to him. Be open to his help. That's a better way to say it. Be open to his help, how he can help you. Because when working with the spirits, it is key that you be open, submit to where they lead you, where they're guiding you. All right, what they're trying to teach you. What am I trying to get to? Oh, that's the aspect of sacrifice. But yeah, understand it is an energetic exchange going on. All right, don't just be asking these spirits for shit. No, do not be just asking spirits for shit. Because then when you start being like, what the fuck? Why is it all this chaos? Shit, you ain't bring nothing to the table, nigga. You ain't did the work. Spirit been trying to put you on game, nigga. What you doing? But hey, now it's not necessarily about, because I don't want y'all to think, oh, this motherfucking spirit's doing this to me. They're trying to fuck shit up. It's more so a matter of getting your attention. I want y'all to understand that a lot of the shit is more so about getting your attention, making you look at certain things, understand certain things, learning these lessons. It's not necessarily that shit is happening to you, shit is happening for you. Everything happens for a reason. You just gotta look at it from the grand scheme. You gotta take a step back. Just take a step back. Take a little step back. Just observe. Just observe. Okay. But let me go on, man. Let me go on. With this breakdown, but this is gonna be a long one, man. We almost at 2 hours. Whew. Odin lecture going crazy. So he refuses to be bound by gender restrictions. So Odin understands. Odin gets it. What does he get, Ace? He understands the transcendence of this masculine and feminine dualistic nature. He transcended it. He understands the one, the androgynous nature of spirit. All right, because the way spirit operates, in essence, spirit is how spirit operates is feminine. All right, how you operate with. Let me say it like this. This is a gem too. And working with spirit, it's like working with a female. It's like working with a feminine energy. All right, so. But spirits themselves have a androgynous nature. All right, working with them is like working with a feminine nature. But spirits themselves may have, and like how they act, they may be androgynous. They could be purely feminine, or they could be as well masculine. All right, and how that manifests, that's a discussion for another day. Because I just realized how long we were, but we're gonna be here all fucking night. But we're gonna definitely get to that aspect of how spirits manifest and act based on the gender energy. But definitely tap in with the book Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus. That'll give you a good idea of the natures of male and feminine energy. In the game at play. But yeah, transcending that masculine and feminine dichotomy, right? If you can bring them into harmony, make them the one, because in essence that is the goal. You want that Asar and Osiris to come together. I mean that the Asar and Aset, that Osiris and Isis to come together for that union, becoming the one, thus creating that Horus, the one, who is the one, that is Neo, that is Jesus, that is Krishna, is Heru Horus, that is you, that is everybody. All right, that's the divine essence. So becoming that balance of the masculine and feminine, essential. And Odin gets it. Odin got this. So that's what that he refuses to be bound by gender restrictions. He wasn't scared to dress up as a woman. He understood the science. He understood what was going on. He was tapping into his feminine nature. That's all that was going on. He was tapping into the spirit, into the magic. Simple. So, and I don't know why for them historically it was a shame to learn from women. I guess they was in a very patriarchal time. I guess they was still in a patriarchal time. But yeah, well, not them, not the gods. Yeah, that's what they was trying to say. Not the gods in the patriarchal time, but when these mythologies, when these poems were written, patriarchal time. All right, but Odin, but what they're talking about is all pure symbology and spirit. All right, that's how we're able to pick up on that symbolic interpretation. So he is not ashamed to learn from women. Freya taught Sior to Odin, although men historically did not practice this style of prophecy considered a woman's art. So we're about to get some, I'm about to give y'all some gnosis. Shout out Lilith, because Lilith is coming through. I feel her energy peeking through when she was trying to peek through that recent little channel. I just got deja vu too. Oh yeah, we finna cook. Okay, so Sior. Women's magic, they said it was. Alright. So firstly, let me start with what is Sior. So when I remember when I was explaining earlier how we have the shamanic journeying, the path working, the vision quest. That, and I said the Norse have a word for it. This is that word I was talking about, the Sior. Alright. That is what Odin, that's how Odin has communicated with me, and I'm telling you, that is why he came through. That's why, like, he seen what I was putting forth with that meditation and magic 101, and even lately, even after I started doing that video, I've been diving in deeper with it, with the path working. Like, I'm telling you, that is my favorite spiritual practice. And bro was like, he basically, from the ritual, he empowered that ability. He empowered that ability to get these visions, to see them, to get into these states. He improved the shamanic journeying ability from the ritual. So if you want to tap in with that ritual and get that ritual, tap in with the Patreon. Or as well as you're in this live, stay through with the full live. But you see, we're going to be here a minute because we're already 2 hours in. We should not even know what the deities. Man, that second half might be here for another day. I'm telling you, that second half might be another day. But hey, we might be here all night, bro. It's Christmas Eve. We Santa. I'm bringing the gnosis for Christmas. But bro was like, but this Sior, bro. This Sior, I think that's how we'll call it. I think that's what we'll call it, because this Sioring, path working, vision questing, is the sauce. All right, and I guess they use it more for prophecy. I was using it for just tapping in with the spirits, just trying to communicate with them. All right, that's how I was using it, just going to talk to them. That's how I universally used it. But he using it for prophecy, and I got that from the visualization of path working he had given me, right? Which I'm gonna explain later in this live or in another video y'all see on YouTube. Y'all see the path working he got me, but y'all can follow me on Instagram at aim.sonati, and you'll see the artwork. All the artwork, most of the artworks that I bring forth are visualizations from path workings. So with the AI, what I do is I put in what I saw, and I put that into the art, and then I post that. Or if I'm dealing with a deity, I'll try and how I see the deity or how the deity comes up in history, I'll post that. But tapping with aim.sonati for that art, some beautiful art and some profound art and gnosis coming from these artworks, because it's all magic. These are all sigils. Every piece of art is a sigil. So these light codes, literally magic coming from these. Literally, these aren't just random art pieces. They don't just look nice. These are actual gnosis in them. So with the path working, as I'll describe later, the channeling he brought forth to me, cause he started. This nigga Odin be cooking, bruh. Odin be fucking cooking. But y'all seeing that vid. But pretty much another aspect to it, what I noticed was a level of foretelling. It was a level of telling about the future. There was a level of prophecy going on. All right, it wasn't me seeing the future, but it was a heads up about the future. It was some, hey, this is some gnosis. This is some gnosis. He said Odin / night in the building. Oh, definitely. Now Odin isn't night. I wouldn't say they have a connection. Odin definitely coming through, but night definitely coming through on the all-nighter aspect. Because I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna cap to you. I do want to cook up tonight. I'd be lying if I said I would. I didn't. After I do all this knowledge, I might have to make a beat. Might just have to make a beat. Roll. I got our frontal leaf over here, nigga. We might get lit. Shout out Mama Ace with the Playboy lighter. Man, yeah, this is a legendary one, man. Shout out y'all catching the live. Shout out Patreon fam. Shout out YouTube fam. Y'all love y'all niggas, man. And shout out Odin, man. Cause this is some sauce. This is such a knowledge dump already, boy. Whew. Okay. So, but yeah, Sior. And I like the, see, now that I see it, I like the name. See? See? Cause at the core of this shit is, bro. See, do you see? What do you see? Do you see is the first question. What do you see? Then why do you see? Do you see? What do you see? Why do you see? And how do you see? Alright. So, but yes, that's the prophetic aspect to these visions. Alright, 2 visions. So it's a certain type of vision. So I guess the way the women, and this is why I said Lilith was coming through. So yesterday, the day I'm recording this is the 24th, December 24th. It is a Sunday. Yeah, today is Sunday. Alright, so it wasn't yesterday, it was Friday. On Friday I did my live streams. I know I go live every Friday, an hour of Venus. Free tarot sponsored by Venus. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe on YouTube. Turn on those live notifications. But what happened was Lilith was coming through that whole day. Lilith was coming through that whole day. And she was basically putting me on how the aspect of submitting to spirit, going with the flow, and what spirit's trying to show me. Not just going with the flow, but going with the flow with spirit. Like, just go with, see where they take you. You can't control spirit. You can't control, you can ask them to do certain things. And you can command certain spirits. But in essence, how spirit works, you must co-create with them. Get in that flow with them. Alright? Because you are them. But as well, I was doing more research with her. Just diving in deeper, getting more gnosis, as well as with my nigga Citri. Shout out my nigga Citri. And learning about aspects of sacred prostitution, the sacred whore. And with the sacred whore, what I learned was what was going on in Sumeria and Babylon, Mesopotamia, was that in these ancient temples, the sacred whores were as well priests. They were priestesses. And what would happen is the king would be seen as God, right? And then he would choose, acting as the god, one of these whores to sleep with, all right, to bed with, all right. Or as well, the inverse, sleeping with one of the whores, you're sleeping with one of the goddesses, all right. As well, one of the, like, men could go there and they'd be communing with the goddess by dealing with these whores, these sacred whores, these sacred prostitutes. So of course that's where you get the exchange of sex, of funds, But the core essence of what was really going on was some spiritual tapping in. All right, and they was talking about how I'll put links to articles in the description, but y'all will get so much fucking gnosis and gems from these from these videos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to organize all that shit, because it's a lot. But, or you can research on your own, but look at sacred prostitution in Babylon and Mesopotamia. But they would basically, these sacred whores, they would be priestesses, and they would also divine messages. So how they would divine messages could come in many forms. It could come just through talking, just through normal conversation and talking to the goddess, communicating with spirit, just normal conversation. It could come through like that. It could come through dreams for them. It would say, because the way they explained it, not even the way they explained it, the way they described it in their poems, they was talking symbolically. So they was talking in double entendres, triple entendres. That's spell casting. Those double entendres, triple entendres, that's real spell casting. That's really the core essence of how spirit talk is in triple entendres, quadruple entendres. They would sleep. Oh, so yeah. These in these poems they would talk like that, and they would say the king bedded this woman. They would say like that, like that's a double entendre. He slept with this woman. All right. This is the code. You feel me? The coded language. How they talk like dragons. They talk in riddles. That's the riddles. But in this, in this one, they were saying that they said they had, like, she would go to sleep, she would prophesize and get these dreams, and then in the dreams they would get communications from the spirits, from the gods, and then usually what they would learn or get told about was about some wars, just some shit they needed to know. I understand, some shit they needed to know, or as well the building of temples. They would tell them to go build a temple, build a bigger temple. All right, but what the temple does, and this I want y'all to understand, this is some sauce. This is the science. All right, this is the occult science of what's going on. All right, because this is how the Walk of Fame on Hollywood works too. In these dreams, they would say the spirits would tell them to go build these altars, go build these temples, right? Go do this, go do that. Tell them to do certain things. And what it would mean for the king was that they would it would bring them immortality. All right, it would add to their immortality. That's what the temples all were for. Okay. Now this is why it makes sense. Till this day, we can still go to these temples, go in the history books, and have lists of these kings, of these ancient kings, of these ancient these ancient kings of these ancient civilizations. What that is immortality. That is immortality. When you see Kobe Bryant getting a statue, Michael Jordan getting a statue, that is a level of immortalization. When you see a celebrity getting their handprint on the Walk of Fame, that is a level of immortalization. Is it, now my question right now to them is like, is it a matter of them just coming into the physical, their essence being imprinted into a physical aspect, a physical essence, thus one being able to connect to it? Or is it the fact that, this how I would see it, everyone is immortal. You're already immortal. because you aren't the spirit in the body. Your body is just a vessel, a symbol, a deific mask in of itself for your God self. So, example, on my wall in front of me, I got all these gods, all these deities. All right, who are these gods? Who are these deities? I got XXX Tentacion. I got Left Eye. I got Aaliyah. I got Nipsey. I got Michael. I got Prince. I got Dick Gregory. I got Virgil Abloh over here. I got Kobe right here. I got Takeoff. I got Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Then I got Shiva, Ramakrishna, Santa Muerte, Kali, the Siddhipati. All gods, all deities. Alright. And with that, it's like some are human, some are in the flesh. As well as I got myself up here. Then on my other wall I got my ancestors as well. All spirits, all deities, at the core essence. You understand? The perspective and level that you come with this immortalization of what aspect are you connecting to when you connecting with someone, okay? Or how are you seeing them? What aspect of them are they eternal? So example, my question to you right now is, where do thoughts go? Where do thoughts go? Where do thoughts come from? Where do ideas come from? And I ask that because South Park, Imagination Land. Profound, because when I was doing the ritual, right, and I was tapping in with Odin, I had on my South Park pajamas from when I was younger. I could still fit them. I lost a lot of weight. It was a time I couldn't fit them. I was Eric Cartman for real. But that nigga, during the ritual, right, what came through was Imagination Land. And how I always say, Imagination Land, that South Park special is a lot of magic in there. I want y'all to go tap in with that. But in Imagination Land, they had it so they had all the imaginary characters. So like they had Jesus, they had like think of all the imaginary characters, but then they had like a hell side to it. And on the hell side, it was you had like all the evil characters. So you had like Freddy Krueger, Jason, all these different monsters type shit. So but that was an Imagination Land. So it was all these different characters that were created by the mind. So they had Ronald McDonald and shit. They had motherfuckers from Narnia, all types of shit in the motherfucking Imagination Land. So all these thought forms. Alright, and this is basically the spirit world. And the core essence is basically the spirit world. Alright, and Imagination Land had came through, and this was coming through because in an aspect, one of Bro's runes I'm gonna get into in the Gnosis later is, well, one of the runes I channel. I don't think it was either his rune specifically or one of the runes I channeled. Because when I did the ritual for it, I had two runes just randomly drop. They just fucking popped out. I put I think either one of them or either his was specifically about channeling information. Was literally not even channeling information, but channeling the spirit world, channeling in general. That's the way I call it. I call it the channel room, the imagination room. Getting these ideas, tapping in with the spirit, making the spirit, taking it from the spirit world into the physical. All right, that level of inspiration, or that conduit. All right, so Odin seems to seemingly enjoy Loki's company. He is a trickster too. Although acknowledged as the All-Father and head of the pantheon, Odin was never the most beloved spirit, not for the long shot. Freyr, Freya, Frigg, and especially Thor were the spirits adored by the masses. Odin was favored by a specialized crowd. He is a patron of occultists, shamans, and poets, skalds. So, see, in that, him being a patron of occultists, shamans, and poets, he's fucking with niggas heavy. He's fucking with niggas heavy. Because I consider myself chaos shaman, cultist, poet. The way I write is very poetic. I say how I write, and I'm trying to tap in more with my writing. That's another reason I want to tap in deeper with Odin, and I'm gonna continue to, because when I channeled bro and did that ritual, and when I did that path working, that shit was so profound. I know my writing is finna take off, like, because my channeling ability after that ritual has been so profound. Like a couple months ago, I went on a spree. I don't know what I did, but I had like all this energy. If I go back on my notes, I'll figure out what I did. But I had all this energy, and like I was having all this writing come through, but it was the way the writing, how I would write. I was like, oh shit, this shit, like the multi-layered aspect, the triple entendres, that was going on. But when I get into the pathworking, in the pathworking video or aspect of this, when he came through, you'll see what I mean by the triple entendres, double entendres, because those are the messages. That's the interpretations. All right. As well, you yourself, when you read it, you yourself will have your own interpretation. All right. That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of tarot. That's the beauty of divination. I can read it and have an interpretation in the message, and then you yourself can have a message based off my message to you or from it, as well as you looking at it yourself. You have your own perspective, so it's layers on layers and angles you can look at this shit. Okay, but yeah, he's the patron of occultists, shamans, and poets. All right, so if you into the occult heavy, shamanism, poetry, tap in. Odin had too many occasions with Dref to be truly beloved. Oh, I say with Dref. Odin had too many associations with death to be truly beloved. He was once offered a large-scale animal and human sacrifices. So that's the aspect of him sacrificing himself for the knowledge, right? When people would work with him, they would give him sacrifices as an offering, in the essence of that sacrificial energy. All right, now they offered large-scale animal and human sacrifices. Now, human sacrifices, I'm not gonna cap to you, knowing how people are and how history has gone, quote unquote, they probably was giving human sacrifices. They probably was. I ain't gonna cap to you. Large animal sacrifices, I wouldn't doubt them giving up a deer. I wouldn't put that past them. I understand it. I don't hold it past them. But let's look at this from an esoteric level and what's understanding what's really going on, okay? The code level. Human sacrifices. Let me teach you about sex magic. So sex magic. The essence. Alright, the essence of sex magic is this. Alright. When you are building to that climax, build into it, take your time. Alright, don't just fucking rush it out, just oof it, just trying to get this shit rub out a fast one. Nah, take your time. Alright, really, because what you want to do is really hone and zone in on that feeling, that build up of sexual arousal, that sexual energy. Alright, you want to build that up, as well as with your thoughts at that moment. Have it on the goal at hand. Alright, at the subject matter at hand, whether it be a spirit, whether it be a sigil, whether it be an intention, simple intention. Build up all that energy, that arousal, that feeling of it. Alright. Then what you want to do when you have it all built up, syncretized with your thoughts, with your mind, with your intention, with your seeing. Release. That's when you release, when you get that orgasm, you explode, you release it out to the universe, and you forget about it. Let it seep into the subconscious, let it seep out, go out into the world. You're gonna go on about your business, and then watch how it manifests, watch how it comes back. Now, human sacrifice. What does it have to do with human sacrifice? What the fuck does that have to do with human sacrifice? When you are giving up your seed as a male, as a male, you give up your seed, or even just from the energetic standpoint, from your energy for the ladies, or even still giving up your seed, your eggs. Put that aspect of yourself that because sex is a vulnerable act, so that level of vulnerability, you're giving a piece of yourself, time, whether it's time, energy, aspects. These are all levels to it. You are literally giving a human sacrifice. For the males especially, when you give off all these nuts, off these seeds, these sperm cells. Each sperm cell is a potential person, a potential god, a whole spirit, a whole person. With that being said, that's a human sacrifice. It's just in the very pre stage. It's that shit in Kether. That shit is in Kether. The seed is Kether. And Malkuth is when you get the baby. Then Kether beyond would be in the body, not thought of, probably got a name type shit. But that's from an occult esoteric level. And then with the animal sacrifices, my thing, when people be telling me about motherfuckers doing witchcraft, it's like they be killing goats, killing chickens and shit. I'd be like, what's your diet? You eat meat? You eat chicken? You eat beef? If someone has a problem with human sacrifice and they tell me they eat meat, they don't have. I mean, human sacrifice I can understand completely, because actually, I would just break it down from the esoteric level and then see what they have to say after that. Because every time I read it, that's how I understand. I understand it from it being the seed, the serum. I don't think about motherfucker actually killing somebody, fucking sacrificing, giving them up to an angel. No, fuck no. Spirit will never ask you for that. The spirit will never even ask you. They will never ask you to murder someone or harm someone. They will never, ever ask you to murder or harm someone. A spirit will never ask you that. So if that thought comes to you, that is not the fucking spirit. That is not the spirit. If anything, that's a fucking test. That is a dark primal energy within yourself, a test that you must tame. Do that alchemy, that shadow. But that is not spirit trying to get you to no. So yeah, spirit will never have you out here trying to off motherfuckers. I'm just saying, when they say, like with my example, my nigga Ball, they say, Ball, you should sacrifice kids, right? My thing, when I read that, my interpretation of it, literally, if he's sacrificing kids, he's sacrificing that's the seeds. Now, in history, if they was actually sacrificing kids, all I have to say is, this is all I have to say. If they was really sacrificing kids, that's tough. See, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. I ain't doing that shit. But I know the same essence and the occult essence of the seed, the sexual energy, which most of the time, 90%, 70% of the time, this shit is dealing with spiritual essences, occult essences, sexual internal essences that are within you. I'm talking about alchemy. So this is alchemy we are discussing. All right, understand. So, but yeah, I definitely understand that he was once offered large the sacrifices, because he himself gave a sacrifice. That's some Azazel shit. That's literally some Azazel shit. That's definitely some Azazel shit. And then here's another thing I'm picking up on. So he has associations with death, and when I read that, as well as earlier when it said his curiosity has no bounds and he refuses to be constrained by the boundaries of any kind. Picking up on some Saturn energy, like a Saturn rebel. I'm definitely picking up a level of Saturn energy over here. Yeah, there's planets. Yeah, they don't have any planets for him over here. I'll do some further research, but I'm definitely picking up a aspect of Saturn with it, bro. That's some personal gnosis, but we'll just note that for later. Over here they have them actually associated with Wednesday, so that'd be Mercury. And like I said earlier with Freya, I gotta see if Freya's with Venus, so that's not confirmed. That was just me talking, channeling. I might have been correct, but if I was, nice. But then you have but let me keep on going. So as a master of the gallows, his sacrificial victims were hung from tree branches, because he hung from the world tree. That's why. So I could see, I understand what they was going at here. I understand what they was going at. Odin as a warlord sponsors elite shamanic warriors, berserkers and wolf shirts, not rank and file soldiers. So he fucked with the berserkers and the wolf shirts. So the wolf shirts, I don't know what they did. So I have no idea what to tell you about the wolf shirts. But the berserkers, I know about the berserkers. And now this is starting to make sense. A lot of shit is starting to make sense. When I seen bro's tattoo on his arm, and I said that shit like the rune, like the sigil from Berserk. The nigga from Berserk, I'm pretty sure there's some type of Norse energy, some Norse messages. I'm gonna tap in with Loki. And we're gonna watch Berserk. I'm pretty sure there's some gems in there. But as well, berserkers themselves, I know them to be from in history. I know they would take shrooms, they would take these psychedelics, they would take these drugs, right, and then they would go into battle. So imagine you on the warfield, right, and this big motherfucker, huge nigga on the warfield going crazy. That nigga off shrooms. Bro, I'm not trying to be in bro way. I can't get I can't be in bro. I don't want to see mess. I know them niggas, a berserker, yeah. They was taking, yeah, but yeah, you can look that up in history though. With the berserkers, they would take shrooms and go into war, man. They was, yeah. So he was fucking with them. So Odin is the warlord, sponsors them, the elite shamanic wars, berserkers and wolf shirts. The wolf shirts, I'm a study up more on, but I can tell y'all a little bit of notes, a little bit of channels I had got in pertaining what I'm getting right now, and a little bit pertains of what I know about the wolf. So when I see wolf shirts, what that tells me is they're dealing with wolves and the aspect of shape-shifting with the shirts, because a shirt is something you put on. So if it's a wolf shirt, you're putting on this energy, this archetype of a wolf. So they're probably heavily channeling that shamanic energy, that spiritual energy of the wolf archetype. All right. With that as well, that shape-shifting, this is profound because the spirit's been here and alive this whole time. Lilith, and been through in the past couple of days too at the same time. Lilith, gotta make it 3, has a wolf aspect. And this wolf aspect is talking about shape-shifting. Now, what does the wolf mean in of itself? We will find out another day. But that's something you can definitely go research yourself right now, as well as something to note, that wolf aspect. as well as that's another association in correspondence to Odin, so that wolf. So we have berserkers and wolf shirts. So we have, that's a whole aspect of shamanism, dealing with the mushrooms, as well as shamanism taking on invoking the energy and working with animal spirits. All in one sentence. Alright, so half the battlefield's dead spend eternity in his hall, Valhalla. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm pretty sure, guaranteed there's some Odin gems, some Norse gems and Gnosis in that game. Guaranteed. Assassin's Creed games themselves, sauce. I haven't played Origins yet, but I know it's some fucking gems in Origins. I know they ain't got everything in Origins though. That's my only thing. I know they ain't got everything in there. I know it's sauce in there, but not everything. But I did play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That shit was so fun. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is so fun, man. But I fucked with that one. But there's gems in that one too. Oh, let's see what the chat talking about. Hold on, let's see what she said. I just projected and seen bro standing on your left. Type shit. Looks like Greek god mixed with Viking, white built dude, long white hair, white beard, sandals on. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Not type shit. Say that to say what you just said about Berserker before I said, see, man. When I see, man. In the flesh. Nah, shout out Odin, man. But half the battlefield's dead spend eternity in his hall, Valhalla. Oh, we already yep, okay. Valhalla. Odin's dead warriors still fight under his command at the apocalyptic battle of Ragnarok. He may choose which soldiers die on the battlefield specially in order to induct them into his private ghost army. Okay. I see. So I'm gonna definitely tap in with the Norse mythology more. I want to find, because the way I like doing it and like the way I like to study is I need the source information. I need the source. Where's the original Norse mythology? Where's the original poems? The original, like when the original lore, where the original mythology comes from. That's what I need to find. Or a book that has it in a way I can read it and understand what's going on. So either that way I can both interpret what's happening as well as interpret the way it was written. All right, that's the way I want to really dive in and deep into it. That's the way I'm gonna find the most gnosis, the most truth out of it. All right, but that definitely some sauce right there, because I gotta understand more of the Norse current, the level that they're coming from, to understand their death aspect, how their aspect of dying in battle, the apocalyptic battle of Ragnarok. Like I know there's a practical and esoteric meaning to that. I just don't have it right now. I don't have it to you right now. But that's very a level of symbology as a level of real. There's a level of symbology and real with that. All right. So with all this. All right, but let's keep on going. So Odin is the divine rider. He rides where he will, all over the earth, but over the Milky Way and through the sky, often leading a procession of spirits, ghosts, heroes, and heroines. Let me read that one more time. Odin is the divine rider. He rides where he will, all over the earth, but also over the Milky Way and through the sky, often leading a procession of spirits, ghosts, heroes, and heroines. His passing is signaled by storms and powerful winds. This parade of spirits is known as the Wild Hunt. Odin is the primary wild hunter. Sometimes he leads the wild hunt alone, sometimes with a female co-leader. In the guise of the chief hunter, Odin is sometimes identified with the devil in Christian medieval Europe. So, when I read this the first time, and I seen that it read, he rides where he will all over the word earth, but all over, he rides where he will all over earth, but also over the Milky Way and through the sky. That right there tells me traveling in the real world actual travel, as well as traveling astrally, shamanic journeying, out of body experiences, projecting. Like, that's profound. You said you projected. That's some Odin shit. That is some verbatim Odin shit. So Odin is coming through. And then you have all over the Milky Way. That's the astrals. The sky, that's the projection, like actually coming out of body, or having the consciousness get out of body. And then so, and then the next part, often leading a procession of spirits, ghosts, heroes, and heroines. Do you know who that sounds like? Do you know who that sounds like? My nigga Pyman. That sounds like my nigga Pyman. Pull up with a gang of spirits. Got the whole gang with me, rolling through the hood. But I can't confirm that he's Pyman. Part of me want to say he's Azazel with the sacrificial aspect. But I'm telling you, he's definitely his own guy. I can tell you for sure, this man is his own guy. A legend. But the way I like to look at it, he's the damn near like a combination of this. How I was explaining to my like crew earlier. I said this man Odin is a mix of Azazel and Pyman, but more focused on the occult, more focused on the esoteric aspect of it. But he's definitely his own being. But yeah, if I did have to correspond him and relate him to any other two beings, it would be Azazel and Pyman. Alright. But that Pyman aspect varies, bro. If this nigga got Valhalla, and what I've heard about Pyman, man's likes women, hospitality. Very interesting. There's definitely a connection there. I ain't gonna say they're the same being, but there's definitely, I say there has to be a connection there. But we will confirm this and research and find out the truth later. Not everything needs to be known, but let's keep on going with this though. Let's just see where spirit takes us, you know. But very interesting. Keep on going. Odin bestows wealth and success when he chooses. He will help find missing treasure. Bro, it's 60%, bro. This nigga's it's a good chance this nigga's Pyman. Very good chance this nigga's Pyman. Helps you find hidden treasure. It's crazy. That's some Pyman shit for real. He can heal virtually. Oh yeah, he can heal virtually any disorder or illness. Again, if he chooses. Very interesting because very interesting that one because yeah, now I got the Pyman energy with me, thinking one aspect of Pyman's teachings was an aspect of the will, how you use your will, and what you do, how you choose to do things, how you go about to do things, and if you do it, or a level of this. But I came before doing this live today, right? I really had two options. It was either do it or not doing it, but I was fucking overthinking it, thinking about how to do it all the ways, and now shit was holding me back. I should have been did this, because when I tapped in with bro, it was the 21st. Right now it's the 24th. This video's not gonna come by the 25th. But it's definitely this probably gonna be the New Year banger. We're gonna probably set the year off with this, because this is definitely the energy we coming forth with. This is some occult esoteric sauce, the work and gems we coming with. Hidden treasure. This is definitely a hidden treasure. But if he chooses, it's a matter of anything can happen, anything can work. Anything can happen if you choose so. If you want it to happen, if you want it so to be, it will be if you choose. That's like a little message I'm getting coming through right now from that. And keep on going. Odin is extremely generous to those he loves and considers his friends, but terrible, merciless, and vindictive towards his enemies. So for those he fuck with heavy, he got you. If he don't fuck with you, hey, he's gonna be merciless. He gonna be vindictive. He gonna show it. So let's say you're working with Odin, right? Let's say you're working with Odin, right? If he don't fuck with somebody, he's gonna make it apparent. He's gonna make it apparent to you in some form of mercilessly vindictiveness. It's gonna be terrible to him. Maybe how you respond to him, how you think of him. Depends how that communication may go. But pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts, especially if you tapping over, bro. Especially having that communication with him, that relationship. Because when we work with these deities, with these spirits, build the relationship. Like actually, like me and these spirits, when I talk with these deities, we be discussing, we be conversating, type shit. In the live, it's hard because I'm trying to record and shit, so they be talking through me, and I have to pick up in real time. But like when we're off screen and shit, I just be going on about my day. You might see me with a straight face, whole time in my head, having a whole conversation with the ancients, talking to ancestors and all that shit. But that you never know what somebody's thinking. You never know where someone's mind is at. You never know. But yeah, but you need to know where your mind is at. That's the key. You do need to know where your mind is at. But keep on going. So Odin adores poets and writers, and so appropriately he inspires many novelists. Mr. Odwin is pivotal in Douglas Adams' 1988 The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. Mr. Odwin. Okay, I see. Odin. I see what they did there. A mastermind called Wednesday stars in Neil Gaiman's 2001 novel American Gods. A mastermind called Wednesday stars in Neil Gaiman's 2001 novel American Gods. Now American Gods, I know they have spirits in the flesh, divine in the flesh. That's the essence of that story. I need to read it, and I haven't seen the show. But I think I remember from what I read up on it, the essence of it is that spirits in the flesh, divine in the flesh. But Neil Gaiman, that's my guy. Neil Gaiman, that's my guy. Have you seen The Sandman on Netflix? That's Neil Gaiman. I think Neil Gaiman did Caroline too. Neil Gaiman is versatile, but I fuck with bro heavy. He got some good ass works. But The Sandman, classic. A lot of gems in there. We'll be decoding The Sandman in the future. There's a lot of esoteric and occult gems in there. Especially look at Morpheus versus Lucifer. If you want to understand path working, or how path working will really work, look at that. But I understand that's real psychic warfare. When niggas be saying spiritual warfare, psychic warfare, that's what's really going on. Or how it can go, I should say. Just it's a matter of knowing how to wield that power and direct that energy. Which, when I decode it and go deeper on it in a Patreon in the future, you'll understand, you'll see. But that's the future. Niggas talking prophecy already. We talk. I feel prophetic. We're prophetic, man. We still over here channeling the future. But nah, that's the Odin energy that I can actually feel it, sense it. That's why the future keeps coming up. I keep talking about the future. Usually I wouldn't tell y'all what I got planned in the future, like this much at least. But that's definitely Odin. But favored people: travelers, traders, warriors, occultists, shamans, poets, writers, those who capture his fancy. So I guess I've captured his fancy. If you're here, if you've read this, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all watched this full video, this full live stream, and stuck through for the whole shit, or at least this long, you've got his attention. You've got his attention, because you got a level of a willpower that is rare. All right, that not everyone has. Okay. It says a lot about who you are, man. It says a lot about who you are. All right, so manifestation. So this manifestation, this will tell you how to know if Odin is in the building. So Odin, he is his manifestation, master of disguise and tradition. Odin wanders Earth incognito, dressed as a shabby, dusty traveler. Those who are gracious to him are rewarded. His awards, Those who are gracious to him are rewarded. He answers to many names, allegedly over 174. Oh, why was that? Boy, that shouldn't have been that funny. Over 174. Oh, okay. I see. He answers to many names, allegedly over 170, for his many paths and identities. So these are all different aspects of his energy. All right. Odin is a one-eyed, bearded. He's a one-eyed, bearded, white-haired man dressed in a wide-brimmed traveler's hat that hides his missing eye. Alternatively, he wears dusty traveler's clothes and a hood. Alternatively, he wears dusty traveler's clothes and a black hooded cloak. This clue to his identity tends to be the missing eye, although it is not always immediately apparent. He may travel in the form of a bird. So, example, when I was at the gas station and I seen that black raven above my car, I was like, yeah, that's I 100% knew that was Odin. And then when I looked away and came back, they started flying away. Like right where I was going, traveling as that bird. And then as I read this, I just thought about something. So it said the clue to his identity tends to be the missing eye, although it's not also immediately apparent. I just thought of some crazy notes, some crazy sauce. Where's my eyes? I want y'all to really think about this level of sauce and how to see a spirit and how to see spirits. This level of triple entendre. Because alright, so it says usually you'll see him with one eye in the story, or how he's came up with it, right? Then I thought about dude at my job. His eyes is cool, he's regular, but he got glasses. So I thought about a level of blindness. So I was like, okay. So the glasses, I was like, okay, that could be like a level of missing eye, can't really see in the physical, but probably in the spiritual. Because that level of, if you can't see physically, where that energy is gonna go would be spiritual. That's how it would balance out. As above, so below. There's some fucking sauce. But yeah, so with those glasses, seeing, that's that missing eye, is the glasses, needing those glasses. Then another aspect of it is the missing eye. One, seeing that missing eye, you can't see my eyes with these glasses. That's the missing eye. And see, Even in the Matrix, you couldn't see their eyes. In The Invisibles with Grant Morrison, they wore the shades, couldn't see the eyes. This is Gnosis. I want you to know, when we talk about what Gnosis is, that is Gnosis. Gnosis is not necessarily something that's just something that's you. This is something that is truth, like foundational, can be proven synchronicity. Like this is, so example, yeah, my nigga Cool, right? We go live on Wednesdays. He go live on Wednesdays. Specifically, I come through sometimes when I can. But on these lives, we rock the shades, and the shades is the uniform, right? You gotta rock the shades. You gotta rock the shades. Your eyes cannot be seen. All right. I rock these. My nigga wears double designer frames. This nigga different. Some real pomonic pimpin', pomonic shit right there. The bro said, but that is some Odin shit, the missing eyes. Alright, that's a very subconscious, very subliminal play at it, but that just came through right now. Very profound thing. Very profound thing. But keep on going. But yeah, because it said it may not always be immediately apparent. That shit was not immediately apparent at all. I didn't even think about that aspect of Odin. That's profound as fuck. High key. But yeah, he may travel in the form of a bird. That bird. Damn, they still ain't talked about my nigga ravens. Oh, it's down here. All right, so iconography, tarot messages, tarot images of the magician and the hanged man are used to represent Odin. So I showed y'all. I'll do the editing. I'll do all the editing. But y'all will see the hanged man and then the magician. And the magician's all about using the elements at his disposal. So as above, so below, using the elements themselves, the element of fire, air, water, earth, using them both magically, occultly, in a spiritual aspect, in the high magic sense, in the mind sense, but also using the elements that are in front of you. Use what you can in front of you. What elements, what abundance, what do you have in front of you that you can use right now? What can you do right now? It's that level of alchemy with it, with the magician. But yeah, that's just to tell you, yeah, you don't need, like how they say you don't need crystals, you don't need tarot cards, you just need the self. The magician, the magician understands that. Shit, if I need a pendulum, right? Even if I didn't have the spiritual capability, wherewithal to have that internal knowing or that instinct, how to tap in, right? I still wanted to tap in and divinate. I can still create my own divination anytime, anywhere. There's still ways. It's all about having a magical mindset. How do you do that? Simple shit. Get a coin. Yes or no is heads. Heads is yes. Tails is no. Boom. That's a pendulum. Especially if you really intone it and imbue that energy into that penny, you're set. Or if I got a string and a paper clip, got me a pendulum right there. Shoestring and paper clip. Or you got a necklace, you got your keys, pendulum. Just gotta imbue that energy and get intentional with it. But think and understand that it's magical now. Now that it's magical, you're dealing with magical energy, so there might be a level of cleanse, level of protection, level of energy that might be picked up on it. When you do it these ways, it's a magical mindset because you're giving things life. You would treat it just as yourself. You need yourself. Protection, imbue with energy, picking up on energy, so on and so forth. The cleansing, as above, so below. So same thing, same way that works. Now that's some Freya Gnosis taught to Odin coming through right fucking now on the charms. That's some Gnosis. That shit was fire. Alright, now keep on going. Attributes: magic wand, traveler's staff, a noose. Gungnir is the name of the dwarf crafted spear of Odin. So my nigga has a spear too. Alright, then he got a noose. That's from the sacrifice. He hung himself from the tree, which never misses its mark. You know, or then the spear never misses its mark and always returns to him. Interesting. Very interesting. That's some sauce. I'm gonna use that in the future. But yeah, some magical sauce. There's some power there with that spear. I'm gonna have to do some more research. Before I come back with that sauce. But magical wand. I've been talking about this sonic screwdriver. If you tapped in with my soul video, what is the soul? We was talking about Doctor Who. One of Doctor Who's tools was the sonic screwdriver. And then I gotta talk about this right now. I'm gonna talk about another in the Doctor Who video. But this gnosis right here on the sonic screwdriver was so profound. Gee. So the sonic screwdriver is a tool, right? And I was talking about how it was connected to Azazel. The sonic screwdriver, the tool, Azazel. How I was talking about how Azazel gave tools to him, and he gave weapons, tools, and makeup. So the screwdriver is an indicator of it being a tool, right? But the sonic aspect of it, sonic is dealing with vibrations and sound. And I said my key in the soul video, I said my keyboard, it's a screwdriver. No, I said my keyboard is a tool. All right. So the keyboard being a tool, it is a sonic tool of sound. It is a sonic screwdriver. Niggas have become Doctor Who, but niggas have become Doctor Who for real. We are traveling the universe, going through time, literally reading through history about these ancient gods of the past, quote unquote, of the times of pagan years that are still around. Just gotta go tap in. Literally still here, which is another essence of the path working in the message from Odin. You'll catch that in the path working vid, that messaging vid. I don't know what I'm gonna name it. It's either gonna be a message from Odin or a path work with Odin. Odin path working. It'd be something with path working or a message from Odin. But that video is essential. That video gonna be profound. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably gonna watch that one first and then this one, because it's gonna be shorter. Yeah, this one's like 3 hours plus. Well, we almost there, man. We almost there. Nah, literally though, for real, we almost there. So consort. Frigg is his official wife, but Odin is a sensualist who loves women. He is associated with many female spirits, even Saint Lucy. So he got a wife, but he's a sensualist. He loved the pussy. He loved the pussy. If I mean. So then we got Wednesday, Woden's day. Then you have numbers 3, 9. These are all aspects and all talking magic. This is all talking magic. Or things you can use to tap in with Odin's energy, so you can tap in with him on a Wednesday. Connect to him on Wednesdays. As well as a connection to Mercury, as Wednesday is connected to Wednesday is connected to the planet Mercury. Excuse me. See, then you got his other connections to spirits with Mercury. That makes sense. Communicating with spirits to shamanism. I can see that being Mercury. I got it. I see it. I see the vision. I see the vision. I see what you did there. I see it. All right, but birds, ravens, Odin's own ravens, Hugin and Munin, thought and memory. So his ravens are thought and memory. That's their names. So you have Hugin and Munin, thought and memory, fly all over the earth each morning, returning with news, gossip, and secrets to whisper in his ear. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like astral travel, but as well as this is a level of a psychic ability. This is an ability. All right, that's what I'll say. But I'm gonna decode more and do more research, tap in with Odin, and we'll probably I'm gonna come back with a video on that on these ravens. That'll be a Patreon video though. That'll probably be a Patreon video, because it's gonna be some sauce. It's gonna be some spiritual upgrades. Spiritual upgrades coming with that one, because that's just gonna be profound. Or I might come for free. Depends how bro come, how he's saying. But this is or you may go get it yourself. You go tap in, do your research, do your interpretation. You might come back. You might have some sauce. You might get to it. Shit, let me know. Shit, I'm trying to learn. I'm seeking. We all seeking this knowledge. But nah, man. But are you? Keep it here. We gotta see. We gotta get to it. We gotta get to it. But yeah, Hugin and Munin, thought and memory fly all over Earth each morning, returning with news, gossip, and secrets to whisper in his ear. Ravens are resolutely diurnal birds. A raven's cry at night signals the approach of the wild hunt. See, man, it's so much code and entendres going on in that paragraph, man. I gotta do more research, some more meditation. But in time, we're gonna see where the story goes, man. That's what I'm excited to see, where this adventure goes, because this is gonna get very profound. But animals: wolves, snakes, bear, horses. All right, I can understand the wolf, because you got the wolf shirts. The snakes and bear, I have to do more research and see where those connections come from. The snake, I can understand with the occult aspect, the transformation aspect, shedding of the skin, coming anew, as well. In the time that he's been coming through recently, it's been in the time of me going through a transformation, shedding my skin, coming new, letting go of an old self. So I can understand that one. The bear aspect, I guess that'd be in the berserker, probably in the berserker aspect. And then you have horses, because he has a white horse, which going down his mount, so which this is what he comes on. He has his name Slipnir, his magical 8-legged stallion whose teeth is engraved with runes. And it doesn't say this, but this horse is also a white horse, right? And this is profound, because like if you look in in this other book, it says, the Norse myths tell of the greatness of Slipnir, the 8-legged white stallion of Odin. All right, and this shit was profound when I read it, because the other day, right before I was tapping in with Odin, I started calling my car a stallion. All right, because already, if you haven't been here already, I had an experience. When I got this car, before I got this car, I was tapping in with the goddess Epona, right? And Epona, one of the gnosis I got from Epona was that the modern day horse, because she's a goddess of horses, is that modern day horses are our cars. Because cars run on horse power. Get it? Alright. So, your horse is your car. Alright, so in the ancient days, what your car would be your horse. The same way you care for it and tend to it. Aspect that it's like I gave my car got his own name. I'll be tapped in with my nigga, man. I'll be tapped in, just like his bro was a living being. He is a living being. Real shit. My nigga's a transformer. My nigga is Bumblebee. Real shit. Real shit though. But it was profound when I seen it's that his horse is a stallion, and that it's a white stallion. Right when I started calling my car a stallion, and the car being white, too, and I was like, that's the subconscious nature. That's the being in sync. That's how you know you're tapped in. That right there, that level of sync and like subliminal just naturalness is like, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Alright, but as I go on, Hall. Odin has 3 residences. The most famous is his Hall of Valhalla. Runes, and Sus and Gar are amongst the rules associated with Roda. Alright, so in a second here, when I get to the end of this, we're gonna tap in with this Ansu's rune, and I'm gonna give y'all the Gnosis. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do another video on the Ansu's rune itself. Alright, we're just gonna stop. We're gonna talk about just the Ansu's rune. Because that rune alone, it's magical power in essence in that rune, but we're gonna talk about Odin in relation to it as well. But we're gonna do that right after this one, and then we're gonna do the path working message video from Odin right after that, and then we're gonna talk about the ritual in essence too. So if y'all hearing this live, this original live stream, so make sure y'all turn on them post notifications, man. Subscribe, like, comment, share with a seeking soul, but make sure you're subscribed, got that bell on, because you never know when I'm live. And if you catch me live, you get a chance to catch the full sauce, the full story, the full exchange. All right, and you get better understanding, more gnosis, and more sauce that you can use and apply to your practice. All right, but make sure you're here for these live streams, man. Make sure you're here for these live streams. But definitely y'all catch y'all definitely get that Ansu's video on that rune with Odin, as well as the channeled message and pathworking from Odin, as well as his deity study. But the ritual gnosis and that ritual itself, that'll be on Patreon. Y'all catch it on Patreon, as well as this live stream. Shout out my niggas in the lives. Plant. Many plants are associated with Odin have, oh, this is profound. Okay, we cooking. Many plants associated with Odin have psychoactive and or potentially dangerous properties. These are but a few. Amanita muscaria, which apparently appears wherever his horse's froth touches earth. Very interesting. Elecampane, Nula helenium, also known as elfwort. And you have juniper, German folk name, Woden's rod. Monkshood, Acantinium napellus, also known as Odin's hat, and they have Wotan's herb. Alright, so the only herb on this list that I've heard of is juniper. And I think you can get like juniper sage. So that's interesting. You say they have psychoactive or potentially dangerous properties. Definitely gonna look into that juniper. Is that smokable? Probably not. But we'll see. Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home. I wouldn't suggest smoking everything. But I am a fan of the smoke of the herbs, as right here you see. Got my Pomonic peace pipe loaded up with that Ukiyo Earf. Ukiyo Earf will be returning soon. Will be available soon. We aren't taking orders right now. Probably in the future, if you're seeing this video in the future. But when that future will be, I don't have a date for you, but I do know they will be coming back. That I can guarantee you, they will be coming back. Because those will be having to hit the planet. Those will be changing the course of history, as they have already. As they have awakened the Divine One. No. He said Odin may be Santa Claus. No. Sick ain't even a word, man. Sick ain't even a word. Sick ain't even the word, boy. I'm miss my nigga, man. Why? Tell them that is human nature. Why did you do it that way? I say, why? Tell them that is human nature. Why won't you love it that way? Why we do it this way? The Ukiyo Earf, man. Ukiyo Earf coming back, man. It's gotta come back anew. You see how the Paimonic peace pipe broke? Had to be broken down. To come back refreshed, come back all new. You feel me? So I see the vision. I see what you did there. Spirit. But let's go on. Time. In Iceland, 12 days of Christmas are called Odin's Yule hosts. So the 12 days of Christmas, Yule, Odin. Now you said, is he Santa Claus? I wouldn't consider him Santa Claus, no. I wouldn't consider him Santa Claus, no. Because nothing in here says anything about gifts. Nothing about his energy. It says he's generous with his friends, those he finds those who capture his fantasy, but that's not he's not like a Santa Claus figure, no. But there's definitely there probably is a connection. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt there being a connection, but I'd have to look in deeper. There might be, but I wouldn't say that he's Santa Claus. And remember, all these different spirits are all different, their own spirits. I said Santa Claus because the description of how he looked, and a meaner mushroom used to be hung on Christmas trees. That's not because of Santa, though. The reason that mushroom was hung on Christmas trees is because Christmas is a pagan holiday. That pagan holiday is this Yule. This OG is the OG shit. So when niggas be like original Christmas, you need to look at Yule. That Santa Claus shit is after this. So this is the more ancient, prehistoric foundation. Now, even down to the look. The only thing is, my nigga Odin isn't a fat nigga. I don't get fat nigga vibes from Odin. But as well, here's another thing I want y'all to look at as well. Well, something I'm thinking about. So at work, me and this girl was talking, right, and she had just brung up random. This shit was so random, it was out of nowhere. But that's how I know it was spirit, cause we ain't nothing to talk about. She just brung this shit out of nowhere. She was like, "Did you know the 12 days of Christmas are all birds?" I said, "What the fuck?" So you know, like the song, on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love came to me. One, yeah, that shit. She said all of those like birds. I don't know the song myself because I'm not tapped in with that deep with the shit. But you've heard it. On the 12th day of Christmas, my na 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 na. You know what song I'm talking about. But she said basically that, and if you look at those lyrics, each little like gift, those are all different birds. And I was like, interesting. And that told me two things. One, it told me if they're all birds, I need to start studying. It told me this is a message from Odin, because the same spot where we was talking was the same spot where bro from my job earlier I had seen with the Odin tattoo, and I got that message. Oh, I was watching, I see you. I was in the same position at work, same exact spot. So I was like, all right, one, this is a message from Odin. Two, it's talking about looking at and studying these different animals, because if you study different animals and their nature, you can understand their spiritual essence too, and what they're spiritually talking about, just in how they act, how they move. like how lions move with their pride, the king of the ship. Then you have with the birds, so basically that was one level to is look at the symbology and the nature of different animals, and take that from an esoteric level, of archetypal level, to understand one's own primal and animalistic self. That'd be your lower self. All right, that's one message level on it, which is a concept I am aware of and have been brought forth, but it was being reminded like you need to go deeper, because how deep do you go? How deep? Like one can know, but like actually going into each specific animal. Like when she said it was 12 different like when she told me it was 12 different birds, that told me this shit goes deeper than I thought. It's not just about knowing what one animal does. It's about what different breed of each animal does, which is also profound too, because I had another channel a couple weeks ago, and I was channeling a grimoire of sacred horrors, right? But the Lilith energy kind of all of it is coming back, all of it come into play. That's profound. But I was channeling this grimoire of sacred horrors, right? And it was all these different spirits of serpentine goddesses. All right, like the way they appeared were serpentine beings, and they were all sacred horrors. They all got their own names, but they're all different snakes and all different species of snakes. So they're like, one's a rattlesnake, cobra, and it all means different things. This is the same essence. So when the 12 different birds, I'm talking about a different aspect of magic that's going on. So I'm pretty sure if I look at these 12 different birds, or if you could do this in your own time, your own research, look at the 12 different birds. She said it was from a New York Times article or New Yorker article. So if you look up 12 Days of Christmas birds, then look at those birds, and then look at the nature of each bird, what each bird does, how they act. That's going to tell you a certain level of magic that's going on with these 12 days, also with the Yule, the actual Christmas that's going on under the surface. Like why these gifts, why this number of gifts, why on the 12th day, why on the 10th day. These are all questions to ask, but these are all questions we should have answered by next year, by next Yule. I say by next Yule we should have either these questions answered or the ability to answer these questions. Okay, so that clip I'll have to study, but that's definitely something we'll be looking at, is these different animals and their meanings, because that's another thing that came through with if you check out my video, different animals, same beast, very profound. And we was talking about with how Spider-Man, the essence of Spider-Man is that Spider-Man puts on this mask and he becomes this character, right? But this character is the superhero. That's the essence of Spider-Man alone, right? It's the one, and that putting on that mask, putting on this character, one gets this power, and with that power they create their reality. They can affect reality and influence reality and do what they can to either serve humanity, do whatever it so be. But at the core of it is changing and influencing, causing reality. All right, changing one's life, changing one's fate and destiny, or living one's fate and destiny. And then but another video aspect of the video was I corresponded with the Kobe Bryant commercial, and Kobe was talking about, are you a different animal but the same beast? And when he said that, what it made me think of was the zodiacs and the astrology, because the zodiacs are all 12 different archetypes, and at one point in time they were all 12 different animals representing the self. They're all aspects. All the 12 zodiacs are all aspects of the self. All right, of the lower nature, of the lower self, the lower nature. So I'm pretty sure if one was to look at these 12 days of Yule and these birds, there would be a connection with the zodiacs as well. Something else to look at. Just something else to look at. I'm gonna look deeper into. But this is Gnosis. This is really going in deep. The channel had to like really decipher into this shit. Because then, once you get this knowledge, once you get this information, you can see the magic that can be done, what can be manifested, or what energy can be played with on these days. What energy is up for grabs on these days. There's some untapped shit too. It's being tapped into, but how deep? How much can we get up under the? You feel me? But next phrase. Offerings. Odin eats only sacred meat. There's little that's material that you can give him. Perhaps unique and powerful occult tools or something that you've handcrafted. He adores poetry and a good story. He has a tendency to set people on quest, but he'll tell you. What Odin really craves is knowledge. Tell him something he doesn't know. So you heard it. I'm gonna read that one more time. So if you want to tap in with Odin, this is what you need to know. This is the core essence. Will understand his energy and what he likes, how to sync up with him. He eats only sacred meat. There's little that's sacred. I mean, he only eats. Excuse me. Odin eats only sacred meat. There's little that's material that you can give him. Perhaps unique and powerful occult tools or something that you've handcrafted. He adores poetry and a good story. He has a tendency to set people on quest, but he'll tell you. What Odin really craves is knowledge. Tell him something he doesn't know. Okay. So remember that when tapping in with him. That's very low. The one way I use this, right? One way I use this, I'm giving you with myself. He adores poetry and a good story. Alright. One way I'm using this is offering. And one thing I like as well. This nigga Loki with this chaos, man. There we go. Alright, so Crave, tell him something he doesn't know. Let me start with that line. Because how do you tell a god, tell a deity, a cult esoteric deity, something that he doesn't know? That's a riddle. I'm gonna let y'all know right there. That right there is a riddle. That's a riddle. I understand it clairvoyantly, but something isn't allowing me to get the words out for that one. But that one, you just gotta go tap in. Just tap in with real direct and you'll understand. But he adores poetry and a good story. So one thing I'm doing is using my channeling ability to channel stories from him or with him, and then just keep on writing. Alright, writing more. So alright, so one thing Odin's really doing with me right now is motivating me to write more. Alright, even with everything I do is telling me an aspect, how can I get to a place of writing more? Because my thought and my mind space has been in that world building characters, building stories. Like, gee, I be typing that with spirits, but then when I'm not thinking about the spirits or the occult esoteric information, gee, I'm on these stories, on these books. Alright, and like that's like really my bag. Like that's really where I get in with the writing. So with 2024, really I want to do that shit a lot more and share a lot more. So I've been doing that, writing more, planning stories, as well as I got an idea for a story with Odin, which I'm gonna talk more about in the path working video, in the message from Odin video. You'll see it in there. We'll talk about that story, but it's more so in the essence of how I keep saying, you gotta see where the story goes. Alright, or if you see my my meditation and magic 101 video, the way I came about that video, it's the same essence of that, but we'll discuss in the path working video. We'll discuss in there. But and as well, like I said, he has a tendency to send people on quests, but he'll tell you. he'll tell you literally if he's gonna send you on a quest. So literally, if he wants you to do something, if he's gonna send you on a message, he'll let you know. Guaranteed, he will let you know. But a lot of the big essence of this is, of working with Odin, what I'm picking up is that you have to be able to pick up on his energy, being able to pick up and communicate with him. That's a big essence of it, because a lot of your work with him is going to be in these astral realms, in these sea hordes, in these vision quests, in these shamanic journeys, as well as picking up on messages in your real world, being able to see the spirits masked in the skies. The disguise just being the human body. But you can see the symbols. You can see the symbols. And listening to people, as well. How it said, this is another aspect I want y'all to look at. Those who are this is a gem. Those who are gracious to him are rewarded. I want y'all to be gracious to everyone. Simply put, you never know who's a god. You never know who's a deity, who's a spirit. You never know who someone is. Be gracious to everyone. Be nice to everyone. Be cool. Be chill. Have love for everyone. All right. Now some motherfuckers you be like, hold on, who the fuck? Like motherfuckers you can be like, all right, that motherfucker little. You might have to look out for that motherfucker. I understand that point, but your foundation should be more so. Be cool to people. Be open to people, man. Don't be judgmental. Don't turn off everyone just by how they look. Don't judge a book by its cover. All right. Never know what someone may have to teach you, may have to say, what someone may know, who they may know. You never know who someone really is, even just from on the surface. That's like every time I go into work, man, the more I learn about people, I just be like, man, these niggas so interesting. The lives people have lived and where they have come to now, how did they end up here? See, I'm young, I'm just 21, but motherfuckers in their 40s, 50s, even 30s, and you be like, damn, shit, so much shit can happen, man. And I just, gets me excited. That's what I can say. It gets me optimistic and excited to the future, because nigga, I'm only 21. We got a lot of life to live. If I'm already here, where I'm at, how I am right now, nigga, we finna go crazy. It's finna be lit. It's finna be lit as fuck. But nah, man, the future excited, man. Very excited for the future. And what fruits, what's in store. But yeah, man, that's the Odin decode, man. We got 3 hours and 30 minutes. Almost. I could rant and talk for another 4 minutes, but we'll see how this outro goes. It might hit it. But nah, it's definitely not gonna hit. It's definitely not gonna hit it, because I'm gonna edit some shit out. But a lot of pause, little breaks and shit. But yeah, man, that's all for the Odin decode, man. If y'all listen to this whole video, if y'all watch this whole video, shout out you, bro. You're the real MVP. You should be seeing yourself tell me you're welcome, as if you were Kobe Bryant, as I will tell you in a couple seconds, you're welcome for this gnosis, as Odin will tell you you're welcome. But yeah, if y'all watch this whole video, bro, y'all definitely got Odin's eye. Y'all definitely got Odin's eye, and that's a double entendre. So thank you. And tap in, man. Tap in. You can go watch the Meditation 101, Meditation and Magic 101 vid, and then go pathwork with bro. You could use the codes from this deity study and pathwork with bro. Just from his energy, you can pick up on his energy. You seen his appearance, you can go to that section of the video. I'll try and timestamp it. I don't know how many timestamps gonna be in this vid, but I'll try. Or if somebody may please, or somebody will, somebody may, you never know. But we'll get into it. We'll see how it goes. But because it just told me messages, man. I could be on a whole new spiel tomorrow. But that's why I said I had to get this one out though. I had to get this one out. And Odin definitely came through. He made it definitely worthwhile with this 3 hours. This is definitely 100% was worth it. 100% worth it. And we still not done. But yeah, man. Y'all tap in. Definitely go Pathwork Vision Quest Seer with my boy Odin. Y'all can get my boy's rune, which we'll catch in. We'll do another video on his rune, which you can use to connect with him. As well, you can how I started this video with the simple chanting of his name. Odin. Bro's 100% in the video. This 3 hours is to show you, bro definitely came through. He 100% came through. Cause this nigga, I'm telling you right now, I thought I was gonna be here for 40 minutes max. I thought I was gonna be here for 40 minutes. We had 3 hours 30. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. But yeah, man, y'all know the vibes, man. Y'all tap in with me, follow me, IG at IG aces.temple at Ace Maceo. Tap in with the Discord, free Discord. Subscribe. You gotta join the email list. It's for free. The email list is free, but you get into the Discord for free by joining the email list. And by joining the email list, you also get updates to new videos as well as some freebies. You get some free resources. As well, tap in with my music, man. Ace Maceo, all platforms. Ace Maceo, YouTube. Healing music, solfeggio tuning music for your chakras, heals and works on your chakras, as well as meditation music to help you get into those altered states, to those trances, to those theta states, so one can journey and visualize easier. As well as I'm gonna be having some tracks coming soon that are pure magic. You listen to them, they empower your third eye, you wake up your third eye, open your heart chakra. There is a science and magic that as well that's going on. But those are coming, and you will also find those all on Ace Maceo, all platforms. Ace Maceo, YouTube. That's for the music. But y'all know, man, Ace's Temple for the occult knowledge, man. Tap in. Spiritual messages, occult gnosis, deities, chaos magic, chaos shamanism. So make sure y'all tap in with the Patreon for my sigils, mantras, furthermost from the ancients, uncensored AI art, uncensored writing, as well as make sure y'all get me on Wattpad too, because that writing that I'm gonna be putting out, I'm gonna be putting it out on Wattpad. There's some other ways I'm gonna put it out. I'm building up to a book, of course. We're gonna have multiple. We'll have a lot of books. Tell you right now, we're gonna have a lot of books in the future. But for now, put them out on Wattpad. And then I'll just update y'all in the community page of Ace's Temple, or on my IGs, as well as my TikToks. Follow me on TikTok, aces.temple, and Ace Maceo as well. I'll update y'all there and on the community page for when I post those writings. But yeah, man, to the next video, make sure y'all tap in with the Ansu's rune, Odin rune video, as well as message from Odin Pathworking, Odin Seer video, and tap in, man. I hope your journey and your relationship with Odin is a splendid and beautiful one, as is mine and many have. But that is the spiritual journey itself. I want y'all to understand it is the spiritual journey itself. And that's I think it's the overall essence of this, is the spiritual journey itself. And going through it. But with that being said, this is your boy Ace Maceo, the Divine One. Until next time. You're welcome. See.